You want to know what guys really think and talk about behind closed doors? Look no further. Welcome to the Other Guys Podcasts. You'll most likely be offended, but you'll probably laugh too. So, enjoy. Welcome to the Other Guys Podcast. I'm Kevin, and I'm with Kirk.
Yo, what's up?
And Murray.
Hey.
What's up?
What's up?
So, Kevin, I heard you did something cool on your birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Dirty 30.
I already wished you happy birthday a few
In
times.
person,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna probably,
No, I did.
happy birthday.
Thank you. I went to the gym, and then I went riding, and then I also went to the gun range. There's a gun range up north, Target Sports Canada, and shot some guns.
So, are you a big advocate for guns?
I don't like to use the word advocate. I enjoy.
Would you advocate owning a gun for yourself?
For myself, yes. I actually have a license. I am a licensed. I have a restricted and non-restricted firearms license.
This sounds like the gun show.
This
sounds like a manifesto in the beginting.
Well, here's the thing.
Guns.
Here's the thing. Okay, so I do want to talk about guns today, but before we go into that realm, I want to just clarify some things of me. I am not what you call a right. I'm not a right wing.
You're not a gun nut.
I'm not a gun nut. When it comes to,
you're a straight shooter.
Here's the thing. When it comes to my own personal politics, I don't identify as a fucking conservative, liberal.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah, I'm not a hippie. I'm not a right wing America kind of thing. You know, like I'm a.
Would you say you're a political mercenary?
Yeah, pretty much. I go where, I feel.
You go where your gun is needed.
No, here's the thing. I go where. Here's the thing.
You always vote first.
No. I go at the end of the day as a citizen of this country and whatever. My thing is I go to where it's going to benefit me most. So listen, there's times where I'll vote NDP because they're more socially, they're going to work out for me, right? But then you know what? Sometimes, especially if if money's involved,
you don't even have to say parties, left and right. That's what we're talking.
I'll go left
and right.
I swing both ways, man. I swing both ways. I go wherever I need to go to get the thing. And I usually go from a place of logic. What works for me and what is thing. And then obviously I believe in greater good and all that stuff. But anyways, what I'm saying is I'm not a gun nut. So with that being said, with that disclaimer.
Oh, you seem quite passionate.
Well, no, because here's the thing. I
want to see how much of a gun nut. We're going to play how much of a gun nut
maybe
Kevin is or isn't.
No, because here's the thing.
How many weapons do you currently own?
I don't actually have any guns. I mean, I have
Do you have any knives or swords?
I do have a couple knives.
Do you have any swords? Lightsabers?
I was thinking I actually have I had 3 lightsabers at one point in my life.
Okay, well, those are toys.
Well, I'm trying to suss them out right now.
No, hold on. But before we assess, the thing is,
but if you had a gun, how many do you think you'd stop at? Like you bought guns. How many?
Okay, if money was no object.
Yeah.
How many
and
guns
you could just pick one up right now.
I would like to have a bit of an armory.
What would be your first gun?
So my first,
if you right now, I could just be like, here you go.
Well, I'm in the works, but right now I'm trying to get a pistol because I like pistol shooting because it's compact. You don't have to bring it to a big case. You can use smaller caliber bullets, and it's just for general shooting.
You can hide it. You can hide it on yourself, and no one will notice until you pull it out.
No, not that reason, but no. I would probably go with. There's a gun called a Walter PPQ. Or there's a Walter P99. Long story short, it's the German version of the Glock.
It's what James Bond uses.
Yeah. But I like
a PPK.
He has a PPK. That was the old small version. Long story short, I've handled it. It's an ergonomically good gun. Yeah. So that's what I have to go for.
All right. So a handgun.
So there's that. But before we get into me, because I feel like
What's the best rocket launcher I could get on the market currently?
I don't know. I have no experience.
Is it
with
the
that.
Stevenson 20,000 or the
An
Stevenson
howitzer?
Okay.
Is that an
Okay.
actual rocket
Listen,
launcher?
before we get
grenade launchers? We're talking grenades.
before
now.
we get into my little gun fetish and stuff, I want to
What
talk
will
about.
blow another man's head right off? You know,
Here's the thing. I
I
want to
don't want
know.
any. I don't want any evidence.
I want to know
Nothing.
more
the whole
about.
body needs to just blow up.
I want to know more about your ends of your experience. So before we get into the whole gun thing, I just want to know what's your personal what's your relationship with guns? Like, are you against them? Like, and here's the thing: I personally don't care.
I'm not currently in a relationship with guns.
Okay.
I don't. Maybe I just haven't met the right gun.
Right.
Maybe I just haven't been in the right situation to be introduced to the proper gun.
Yeah, I know some guns. I can.
But never say never.
Okay.
She could be right around the next corner.
Right.
Just
Yeah,
stuck right in my face.
Yeah.
I grew up in like the country, so I think there was always like kind of gun stuff around. Like there was either rifles or shotguns,
Right.
or BB guns, cap guns. I had the cap gun, but I think I had like a fetish for guns because that was like normal. Like everyone like I knew there had them, and then I moved out of the country. My mom moved into like more Sarnia. Moved into Sarnia,
Yeah.
like in the city, right? So at that point, like it was like I didn't know anyone there who had guns. It was like that would be weird, probably to have a guy with a rifle next door. You'd be like, "What the fuck's up with that?" But then at a certain
You're not wrong, Kirk. It actually would be kind of weird.
yeah, and at a certain point, I remember like I loved like Die Hard, like in like those kind of movies, like where there's guns
Yeah.
and stuff. I was like, oh, I really want to shoot a gun. And I remember like one
Are
time.
you saying that you don't like those movies now?
No, I really like them. I think me
But
personally.
you've grown.
me
What would
personally,
you
it
say
was-
the difference is?
I say I was impressionable at that age because it was all this stuff feeding to me that I'm like, oh, it was really cool, like in Gross Point
What
Blank.
would you
when,
say?
like,
You were a child
yeah, I guess
or an
so.
adolescent?
But I would say
where,
that there's
you
even
know,
there's
really.
even a point it like carries over. Like I was probably too old to own Nerf guns, and I was like 13, 14,
Right.
and I was still like telling people like, yeah, I just got this new Nerf gun.
Well, I mean,
it's got
I think
laser
there's
sight on it and stuff.
You're right. I think, but you didn't have the leap of like, man, a multi-shot Nerf gun is pretty cool, but I'm kind of old for that. What is that? A 15 shot Beretta there? Like maybe that's more up my alley. Like it wasn't that.
Well, I think there was like there was a tipping point or an apex because there was like my uncle when I was like 15. He at his cottage. He had this like brochure book that was like just like a catalog full of like hunting guns, and there were like all types of guns. And I was looking at it going like,
What's
like
better, a gun mag like that, or like a mail order bride catalog? What would be?
what gets you off the most, right?
At the end of the day, what works for you, man?
But I started looking through it, and
Maybe
I was
that's
saying
under the
like
other
I
mag.
was saying to my mom like I almost started like realistically thinking like, oh, it's only like so much to buy a gun. Could you buy me a gun for my birthday?
Okay.
And my mom was like, she had to be like, Kirk, that's kind of weird that you want a gun. Like, what are you gonna do with this gun?
How old were you?
I was like 15 or 16.
Yeah.
I thought she would buy it for me because I was just like so into this catalog. I was just like looking at it the whole weekend. Everyone's having fun. Like I'm leafing through it, going like, this is pretty fucking.
I got to
sweet.
be honest. I think my old man or my mom probably would have just taken the catalog, not said a word, and just thrown it out right
Yeah.
in front of my face and walked away.
It was like
Wouldn't
it
even
was
Talk
like
to me about
it
it.
was like pornography.
Right.
But yeah. So then after that point, I think like it just stopped being a thing. I stopped building like Lego guns and stuff with
So
like,
just
clips in
you
them.
just-
Okay, but this is
the
like
bug
that's
got
what-
out of you.
I don't know. I think it was something just like I was like, oh, told you're never gonna have a gun because
Okay.
like unless you.
Well,
My mom was
but you can
basically-
have one now.
No, my mom was probably like, well, if you really want to.
Well, your mom can't
like,
tell you that now.
You got to be like an adult. Because at the time I was getting there, but like they're like, no way, we're gonna get it for you. So it's all on you
Right.
once you turn 18 or whatever. So then it's kind of like I don't know. It's something about like that whole thing. I kind of lost interest completely.
Right. Yeah, that happens.
Because of girls or whatever. There was,
Okay.
there was like other stuff to think about from that age on. So, and I still watch movies and play video games that have guns, and I think it's kind of cool. But I'm not like
So do I.
I'm not interested in like obtaining my own gun at this point in time. I just kind of maybe it was like bowling and Columbine or something.
Oh, okay. Fair
Those
enough.
sort of things where you learn more about like the whole like other stuff about it. Like, and there's really at that point you realize how ridiculous it is that people who have no need for a gun have guns. You know?
Okay. Murray, for you? Because when I think of you and guns, I'm feeling like you're coming from a logical point of you don't need one, so you don't get into them. I get it, but I want to know what's your general experience with gun. Like I mean, you obviously grew up watching action movies. You obviously probably played with little fake guns as a kid.
Of course.
But I'm just saying, what
we all had cap guns and fake guns and ran around shooting buddies, or when you're little.
Right. So like,
cops and robbers.
Have you ever actually fired a real gun though?
No. I had a look-alike BB gun. Looked like a handgun.
Okay.
It could pass off as like a legit handgun, but no.
Never fired a real gun. And so again, just because here's my thing. I believe that there are people that it's just like cars and anything else. You're either into them or you're not.
No.
I think that's exactly what it is.
We all use transportation. We're all going somewhere to somewhere.
But some people don't have a need for cars.
No, but somebody's got to get on the bus.
But
somebody's driving the bus.
But they're not. Yeah, but not everybody's using it.
No, but the reason once somebody can drive, most likely they drive. Right?
There's a lot of guys that don't even have driver's license. They're called hipsters.
Well, don't give them a gun.
I'm talking about cars. Well,
okay, you know what though? Maybe that's something.
Let's all agree, going forward, we shouldn't give anybody a car that has a gun.
Oh no! Don't give anybody a gun that doesn't have a car.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, what?
Either way, it's good.
There's like okay, so you can
if your car doesn't have a gun, or your gun doesn't come with a car.
If your car doesn't come with a gun,
if your car doesn't also have a gun in the middle of it, like a cannon, it's not a good car.
So wait, are we
a gun, like a cup holder, gun holder?
I don't know what people.
Every car should have one of those like turrets on the top.
No, I'm just talking a handgun holder, like a gun. You can like a place,
in Somalia,
like a cell phone charging station. You have a gun station. Anyways, what the hell were we talking?
No. So my thing is like, your thoughts on the whole gun thing. Like when you so here's my viewpoint. When I see a gun, right, I see it as a. So here's the thing.
I have a feeling I know how you see it.
No. Okay. So let me paint a picture. There's a table. On the table, you have a stapler, and then you have a gun. No one's around. Just a stapler and the gun. When I see them, they're the exact same thing. One is a tool. They're a tool. One can.
You're going to a lot of stapler parties.
Here's my thing.
Stapler ranges.
Here's the thing. The only difference is once somebody gets their hands on one of them is a very devastating machine.
Absolutely.
But generally speaking,
I've seen a stapler fight. Have you
generally
seen a stapler
speaking,
fight?
I've seen stapler fights.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, though, I see those two things as tools, as objects.
That's incorrect, Kevin.
Okay, so what do you think they are?
No, I'm saying you don't look at them like that. I look at them like that because I don't think that I should have one and you shouldn't, and there shouldn't be recreational, blow off some steam ranges in my mind.
So you for example, Kevin, I'm gonna tell you.
You're looking at it. I'm
gonna tell you your example, but different. So I have my microwave.
Yes,
it's a tool.
Yes,
and then remember from the movie we saw those uranium balls.
Yes, nuclear bombs. Yeah,
it's like what's the inside of a nuclear bomb that it's like reactionary.
Okay.
So that's right beside my microwave. They're both tools in a sense. Do I look at them the same though, or am I afraid that one's a fucking nuclear weapon?
They're inanimate objects that one can cause devastation.
Okay, well, that's using the same thing he was saying.
I'm just saying, like you're taking the gun lightly in your circumstance, are you?
I'm not afraid.
Here's the difference between I think me and you guys is you look at the gun and you see that it's a horrible thing that can cause damage and all that stuff. I see it as a tool, but the people behind it,
I just don't
are
think
what causes devastation.
I don't. Yeah, that's kind
my
of
issue's not with the gun.
That's kind of what the NRA's been saying for the last 30 years. But no, I just mean like. I don't know. I just think it's like there's a difference in just taking it lightly.
I want to know. I want to know.
You're saying it's
a
tool but like there's very limited reasons to use it.
I don't think he's taking it lightly. I think that he's not explaining how he looks at it correctly because what he's saying is they're both tools. They're not, and like he's not gonna go and do anything with the stapler, but he's gonna seek out enjoyment by firing a firearm, like a gun. So it's not a tool if you're using it. A tool is used in the course of completing an action,
Okay.
right? What action are you completing with the gun? Why would you even need that tool? Like, I could go to Home Depot. I see a
Yeah.
lot of tools at Home Depot
Yeah.
that look cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Powerful tools.
Yeah.
I don't work in the field. I don't do it. I'm not buying it. I don't need it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't own it.
Okay.
There's no point for me to have it.
Okay. There's no point.
No, there's no point.
Yeah.
So why do I have it? Why would I buy it or go to a
Don't you
buddy's
think
house
that-
and be like, yeah, let's do this? Like, I mean, I guess I could,
But
you know,
just because you
saw some wood.
just because you have no actual use for it and no need for it, don't you think there's a bit of freedom to like have an opportunity to actually want it? Isn't it human freedom to have? Okay, do I need a Ferrari? No. Do I want one? Yes.
It's still a vehicle, though. You can still drive it.
okay.
Like, for actual transportation from your house to work.
Why?
If you could obtain one.
Okay. So
Like, that's a daily use, or like half the year. You're crazy if you're going to drive it in the winter. But,
yeah.
well, yeah. Well, how is this gun even relatable to an automobile?
Okay, statistically speaking, and I'll go with stats here, people die more in cars and car-related incidents than they do with guns. So,
Okay, they do.
Those are slightly
But I'm
different
not-
because how many murders like mens rea of I'm going to kill that guy with my car
Yeah.
versus how I'm going to kill that guy with my gun.
Then we're
Then
going to
you
talk
start- you
low
start-
numbers. We're using
Yeah.
low numbers at
Okay.
that point. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, yeah, you can't have somebody, like, you could obviously snap and drive their car and do some heavy damage.
they do
but
that. They do that.
the numbers are way, way lower,
Okay.
right? Access to a gun,
Right.
It's easy, man. It's just like, you know what? I'm just going to grab this gun and go shoot someone.
Okay. So, because like I'm just trying to get, because
Hey, I want to kill you. Can you want to meet me outside
Yeah.
near the street?
Okay.
Near maybe like where it's wide open and I can get the car on the sidewalk?
Want to cash me outside?
No. Okay. So before we get to the whole killing and thing, let's back it up. I just want to know your viewpoints on gun ownership, because like. Here's my thing. Like the Americans, they have a kind of. I don't want to even go into
Fuck
that.
the Americans.
They have.
You wanna know my
They have a pretty
viewpoint?
messed up thing.
My viewpoint is
Yes.
nobody should own guns except for Kevin. Kevin should have
Hold
all
on.
the guns.
I want to back it up though. Do you? Because here's where I draw the line of. I think you're nuts if you're in this line. But here's my thing. Do you think guns shouldn't exist?
I mean, the thing is like most policing can be done with like other tools.
Of course.
Because
Yeah,
like England's a good example of that.
They have guns.
Like London, they don't have guns.
No, they do.
They don't have guns for a long time.
now they do with the
They got them back or something.
with
or-
the Terrys.
Okay.
Terrys.
Well-
Not all of the bobbies carry them, but they're there. So,
But-
like they have guns.
But I think terrorism is the outlying thing that's really scary because they can show up. But like the majority of stuff, I don't know. But
I
like,
have my own thoughts on them.
but like it's like they're like what's. But anyway, I'm just thinking like in terms of like policing, you could almost say police don't need it, and like in terms of warfare right now, most warfare is
Police don't need it.
I'm saying you have alternate ways to like you have like
We disagree.
like talking them
So-
down, Murray.
We disagree.
no.
We
So
can talk
police
them down.
police basically have
Yeah,
more.
I disagree with them.
Police
Don't shoot me.
for the most part, police can like for the average stuff. I'm not saying the crazy stuff.
No, you don't have to explain your side.
But I'm saying,
just
like-
going to disagree.
I just think like there's rubber bullets. There's rubber bullets,
Oh,
and they have
so we can have plastic guns.
rubber bullets, and they have.
I think they should have all of these.
and tasers. Okay, so they have those sort of things. Those are like technically, for the most part, work really well.
They do. They have other
And,
things
like-
like shoot sandbags.
Well, also like you think of like in war right now. I'm thinking to me is like how many people are fighting like with guns, and it's mostly just now. It's just drones drop bombs on people. It's just bombs. Just random strikes of bombs and like planes dropping shit.
There's still
There's still people out there
Warfare,
like,
yeah.
but like
they still got to go in there.
there's still guys, but it's almost at a point where it's like they're almost not necessary. You're just throwing bodies at something.
It depends what your objective is. If your objective is to suppress an environment and not either take it over or eradicate people from the area, then yes, bombing is generally successful if you are just trying to suppress an area and you can surround an area with whatever. If you want to go in somewhere, eventually you have to go boots on the ground, and you have to go in buildings, and you have to go in places, and people in those places are going to try to murder you. Mm-hmm. And you are going to have to shoot them with something that's a little more powerful than a pellet gun or a rubber bullet. You have to stop them.
No,
and at that point,
I understand that.
You've already declared it. This is the thing. If we're talking military strategy, where was it?
I'm just
ISIL
saying,
or whatever. The military gave them an ultimatum deadline. And this is recently that said, you've got 48 hours or a week or whatever it was. If you are not part of that organization, evacuate the city, leave. We will, and they were ready for everybody, people part of that group to like try to catch them as they're leaving. Like they'll just start to process everyone on the way out. Figure out who's good, figure out who's bad. But we're going in. Like you gotta leave. We are coming in there, and we are not like if you're still there, you could die. And like the general was even saying, like, we are not taking prisoners. Like, if you have a weapon, and it doesn't matter if it's loaded or not loaded, you aim it at a soldier, you are going to be shot. Like, you will not come out of this. That's war. Like, there's no alternative to that. That is gonna happen. So, guns are needed. Both sides are gonna want guns.
No, I'm not saying that like you don't need guns like at all. I'm just saying like there's more and more. They have other methods for all these sorts of things.
Eventually, yes, that warfare is changing, and yes, the use of guns
will always be there.
Well, it's like even like the idea of frontline infantry. Like you're gonna have like robotics that are gonna be more advanced.
I got a guy. A buddy of mine's an infantry guy for a long time, and he's not giving up his gun.
Oh, that's good for him.
He's not giving it up.
No, I'm just saying, like, I'm not discounting all the certain stuff. I'm just saying, like, you're making me think when it's useful, like, more and more, there's different ways to police.
If you know what I have, Kirk, and I need you to do something, and I'm like, stop that now, and I do not have lethal weapons, what's the worst that can happen to you? You get tased, I hit you with some rubber, I hit you with some sandbags, which can cause some serious bruising.
You can get killed with a taser. So.
You know what's going to kill you and what's going to get you to comply? Knowing I have a bullet.
A 9mm.
Like a military rifle.
An AR-15.
You know what I mean?
I would just like to say, it's like I'm opposing. I'm just saying for the majority of what happens, they're not, I guess, necessary in both fields, as they used to be. Not every cop needs to carry a gun in most cases. Like, and most military operations can be done without people even being there.
So what Kirk is saying to our people in enforcement and military is that please drop your weapons, put them on the ground, and make peace, not war.
I got to tell you, I want the cops to have guns. I want the military to have guns.
Okay.
I mean, I wish our military.
I don't think that's what I was saying, though.
Better.
No, I get your saying of how warfare is evolving to the point where we might not need as many guns.
And I think like what we're saying is also like we're going to the point where like certain places thought they could give it up because hey, we can, like London for like a long time was like the most surveillance place in the world.
It still is.
It's like and they figured like now we're so safe, we got all these people and we got like police can be safer by not shooting people now.
Right.
So, but that's not the case because
special units have weapons.
Well, now that like terrorism can exist anywhere, especially in like that part of Europe, like where they just kind of like flow through, like Paris, wherever. Like it's like it adds. It's not like your citizens are the problem. It's people like
the thing that London had going, or England, or the British Isles had going for a long, long time is that it's an island. Mm-hmm. So smuggling weapons was harder. Right? Mm-hmm. So they could, like, there wasn't anybody getting weapons there. So outside of, whatever, rifles
the channel.
In the country. So it was harder, though. It was more controlled.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with the way, all the, globalization with shipping and everything and the way people are, the way markets move and the way goods move, guns have gone there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they have to fight back. Like there has to be, you have to up it. It's like, it's like what, 20 years ago or 15, whatever year it was, even in the States, California, I believe, where whatever town it was, like the cops have guns, they have pistols, and they've got a rifle or a shotgun in their car, and they go up against these guys, bank robbers, who are wearing armor, and they have armor-piercing bullets.
Sounds like
they actually had more shit than the cops did.
Sounds like Heat.
And it's like, yeah, exactly. So
who's
it's like, but this is like real life, man. So like this is what they're dealing with. Imagine these cops rolled up and like they had to wait for the guy with the gun.
Well, I gotta get clearance for this.
We gotta. Unlock the lockbox in the trunk, please, remotely for my lethal weapon. And like, no, man.
Yeah.
This is where me and you, I think, do agree though, to a point.
Yeah, I know. There's there's those situations where you need to have access to this. Like those are.
If a guy, I think part of it's training. I think officer training. Like we're talking police, and I got a couple cop buddies, and they'd be like, "You don't know what you're talking about," and I'm like, "No, I probably don't." But on the opinion of myself and others that I've spoken to, like that think like me, that aren't police officers, it's a training thing about, how are you stopping this guy? If he's 20 feet away and he's, a hazard, he's got a knife and there's nobody around him, your gun's out? Like, are you going to lethally, like, this is a lethal thing now? Like, is this what we're doing? Like, this is what you're going to do? Or is at that point, is there another method to contain this individual? Like, do you gotta kill him, or do you gotta shoot him where you're trained, which is center mass? That maybe you can change, right? But I don't know.
So the thing is, I think we can all agree on though is that the fact of the matter is that guns are in our world. Guns exist. There is no way to get rid of them. That's just not a realistic viewpoint.
There's no way you could just get rid of them?
No, you literally can't. Do you really think guns can evaporate?
I was just waiting for Superman.
Just so you know, there's 10 to 20 million guns in Canada alone. 10 to 20 million.
Well, it seems like a lot for a country with only like 35 million people.
Yeah, we have 2 million registered licensed owners. I'm wondering.
Now, I wonder how many of them are necessary.
Okay, so my question is
but you're saying like it'd be impossible if everyone was like given like $100 for your gun, just throw it in a fire or something.
It's not even the money thing. The fact is that
tried that.
You could,
they've done that.
They give like the guns for teddy bears.
Yeah, that's a lot of teddy bears.
No, that's like that. They do that like in Detroit and stuff, where they could like have like you bring in a gun, you get like a toy.
Yeah,
toys.
I mean, America's an example, but the thing is, the truth is that globally speaking, the amount of guns versus people on the planet it's ridiculous. The amount, like the armories that you have, like in Russia and all over the world. The fact of the matter is, no matter how much you try,
I'm not fighting.
You can't get
Russian civilian in armed combat now.
Yeah.
I might
be. If the day comes, though,
it's come.
Arm me up. Let's go.
Okay,
Give me my weaponry. But at this point,
come at me, Igor.
I don't have to worry about the Russians
No, you don't.
invading here. Like
the Chinese is
whatever.
The Chinese, anyways,
they're coming. Okay, let me get a gun. But
to speak about the Chinese,
I don't need it right now.
I was at the gun range, and this was up in like Stouffville, just a bit north or whatever, dude. Like almost everybody that was like participating in the fucking range was like Chinese or Asian descent, to be more thing. But
so that's maybe they're training.
They're training.
But you're of Filipino descent, so that's like you as well.
There we
so
go.
You're one of them.
There we go. But anyways,
maybe they're Korean. Maybe they own convenience stores, and possibly this is a way to defend.
Maybe
right? I'm just saying.
Yeah. They don't want a whole like another LA riots happening.
Yeah, no, not up in this bitch.
This is all a possibility.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, so the fact is, you cannot physically get rid of all the guns in the world unless you.
I don't need to get rid of all the guns.
So
in the
my
world.
question is,
I don't care about all the guns.
My question is, in today's society and world and our systems that we have, who do you think should have guns and who shouldn't? Kirk, who's on your list of should? And who's on your list of shouldn't?
So no explanation. Just who should, who shouldn't.
Who should and shouldn't.
See, a 4-year-old, they should have guns because they've got some smarts about them. But
Absolutely.
3-year-olds, They don't have the mental cognition to do it.
Hands are too small.
That's from that. Have you seen?
I said this is America. With
Yeah,
Sacha
this is
Baron. Oh,
America.
he's fucking golden.
That's so good.
I know he's
That's,
a genius. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways,
They want to have these guns with little like stuffed animals on them.
yeah.
That's so funny.
Like the rabbit at the bad guy.
So, who do you think should and shouldn't? So, military personnel, can we agree they deserve to have guns?
yeah,
'Cause
at least
that's their training. Military / enforcement.
they need more drones though.
Okay, fine.
Get those guys off the battlefield.
Give them some drones.
Give them a drone.
Okay, if you take it next step down, registered license owners, people that
Well, they,
That's a big step,
if they
man.
still have licenses, then they're allowed to.
people that have.
right.
Here's my list. I'll give you my list because you're skipping. Like I think.
Okay,
that,
fine.
like-
Let me hear your list.
okay. I'll start with military.
Of course they should. Yes.
Yes. Police.
Yeah. That's
Yes.
enforcement. Yep.
Then after that, I will even say some areas still have communal like militias. You know what I mean? Like in the
You think-
States,
South Carolina.
certain places
You think these
still have
redneck-
units
Yeah.
that would mobilize in case of an invasion
Oh,
of
this is
enemy
like the,
forces.
for example, the guys who man the border. What are they called
The
again?
reserves.
No, there's like like the border in the States. There's even before this whole Trump stuff, there was those guys. They're what they call
Yeah.
like the Watchmen or something, or whatever they call them. They have a certain name for the guys who do they just like on their free time they
I'm
monitor the
saying
border.
that those people
Okay.
may be armed.
Militiamen.
Minutemen, whatever.
Yeah, Minutemen. That's what it is.
We'll
Yeah.
call them Fallout 4.
That's what those guys are called, Minutemen. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
The Minutemen.
What
So,
about what if they're what
park,
if that
park rangers because
what-
they might have bears to shoot.
law enforcement?
What if the militia they're all wearing what's that southern flag?
No.
The Dixie.
No. I'm saying, but you know what? This is where we get into convoluted nonsense, right? Because you could be like, this is your personal shit, right? But if you're registered to be a defender,
Right. Of
Do
the
I-
country.
of land or whatever,
Okay.
do I limit whatever? I think at that point, I don't,
Okay.
but I limit the weapon.
Right. They obviously don't need Gatling guns and RPGs. I get that. Okay, I get that. So
I don't think they need a handgun either.
What about
Or if they do, it's one of those scenarios where, well, okay, but if shit hits the fan, you pick up your handgun, here.
what about bodyguards for like Jay-Z? They have handguns.
hold on. Let's
What
hunters.
about like another one?
Okay.
What about private investigators?
No to the bodyguard, no to the private investigator.
What if it's like me and Kevin? I'm his bodyguard and he's the private investigator, and we both have guns.
Okay. Hold on. Before we so we're working our way down the list. Army, yes. In law enforcement, yes.
You can't, there's holes in all this,
Okay.
right?
Certain militias, if they're
Should the guy
Yes.
should the guy who shot Tupac should he have a gun?
hunters. What do you think about hunters in general? I'm personally not a hunter. See, as much as I like
Hunters
guns, I'm
as
not
in
a
recreational hunting?
Yeah,
like
they
you
go
pay
in-
money and you go somewhere?
They go and they want to hunt deer, elk, moose, bears.
I personally don't have a huge problem with somebody like you or whatever going with, let's say, a registered hunting business.
Okay.
Or even, if you went up north somewhere and you were with the owner operator of a property,
Right.
that I would allow that person. If the game is around his place,
Yeah.
then I'm fine with him owning a rifle.
So what if I personally wanted to? Let's say just one of these days I grab my my shotgun and I'm like, you know what? I'm going into the bush. I'm going into Sarnia.
Can you just use a shotgun?
no.
Shouldn't there be laws on what weapons you can use while hunting?
There are, yes, there are. But I'm gonna grab a 12 gauge.
You wouldn't go to Sarnia to hunt anything.
People.
Yeah, people.
Yeah, but let's just say, okay. So what you're saying is more of a controlled hunting environment where,
I'm not saying
No?
with any of this.
again,
you
I'm
get
personally
away
not a
with
hunter.
guns.
I'm not a hunter.
I'm not saying do away with guns. I'm saying control them to the point where it's hard for people to steal guns from others.
Right.
That you don't know who's got a gun and who doesn't have a gun.
Of course. criminals should not have guns.
Well, there was
No, right, but that's black market guns, and like this is the problem: is that a lot of the guns that people are buying aren't from here. I mean, some are stolen.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are coming from the U.S., right? They're coming across, they're smuggled across.
Well, there was a big story about the guy. He had like his own manufacturing company. He made that like fingerprint thing for the gun. Like anyone who had like owned that gun, only their like hand would, or fingerprint would turn
That's
on.
good.
And it basically the NRA fought him into like basically giving up his business. Like he was like almost put out of business.
The NRA is evil.
Because it was like that's the sort of thing because they were like, well, this is going to put more restrictions on people, and like, well, like this could save lives because if you start manufacturing this like going forward, like everyone uses this technology.
Personally,
Then
Here's
it'd be
the thing.
like only everyone the person who bought that weapon and they were more and obviously they fixed that kind of like registration shit. That would stop a lot of bullshit from happening.
The problem with these people, especially NRA, whatever, these gun fucking people, the people in charge have a vested interest in guns selling and ammo selling because like they get a lot of money and like people make money. These people are paid.
That's a businessman, yeah.
Right, and they don't want that to stop. So like basically you've got rich people, rich gun people, you know, waving the baton at the front of the line or waving the flag saying, you know, yeah, these are our rights and all that. But realistically, they don't even need a gun. They're so protected. They don't need a gun, man. Most of them. But these people who they're fighting for, or these people that they're dragging along and convincing, are people who don't have money. A lot of these people don't have money, are rural, you know, people that are just like, I want my rifle. You know what I mean? So nobody wants to take your rifle. If you're, you know, if you're not in, my thing is the cities, man. You don't fucking need handguns. And like, I don't have a huge problem with rifles.
All right.
Shotguns, don't really see what the fucking point is.
Oh man, if you ever heard of 12 gauge.
I don't see the point of owning a shotgun though.
Okay, so okay.
Like unless like somebody up north can tell me, be like, well, it's to stop big game or you know whatever. If
Yeah,
they're like,
there's
that. This is what I'm going to use to stop a
You wouldn't use it for
black
hunting
bear.
No, you wouldn't use it for hunting.
because it's so imprecise. You'd like fuck up your kill. You were trying to like because we bullets spread.
Yeah,
spread,
so like I'm not sure like what is a shotgun for?
Oh.
Well, here's the thing: a shotgun.
I know cops used to carry them.
A
Yeah.
shotgun is to deal a large amount of damage to a large area.
It's got a big spread.
It does have a big spread. But yeah, no. I mean, I personally wouldn't own a shotgun. For me, I don't have I mean, here's the thing. So when you talk to a couple of gun guys and they know about the shotgun, there's this thing for people that own it because they want to own it for home defense and all that stuff. There's this thing where they know that there's been a lot of stories where people have shotguns and they're not loaded, but let's say they're under a situation where they're getting, somebody's breaking in. The moment a burglar hears the, they're gone. 9 times out, like there's been a lot of stories and recorded events where they didn't even have to fire; they just hear the,
Or if someone sees you with like
or
a
see you with a shotgun. So it's a very intimidating weapon. But yeah, there's that. But yeah, I mean, in terms of to back it up a little bit, in terms of ownership, what do you think of someone who is licensed, has gone through some type of training, and has registered access to certain types of weapons? Pistol, shotgun, rifle. What do you think of those people?
So we're like you?
To do what?
To you?
To own them.
Why? If they're trained, why do they need to own them? For what? What do they want to use?
Recreational purposes.
No.
You don't believe in recreational gun shooting?
Nope.
Why? Well, what's your issue with that?
It's not a toy.
Of course it's not a toy.
No.
Okay, but
What other things are recreational
yeah,
that we can't classify as a toy?
Heroin.
motorcycles.
No, we can classify recreational riding.
Grenades.
Huh? There's recreational shooting. You know that, right? Like there's target shooting where
I'm
it's
aware.
a recreation.
Yeah. No, but I'm
You know,
saying motorcycles. I got no problem with that. Recreational riding.
Okay.
Some people only take their motorcycles out on a Sunday when it's nice.
Some people want to take their gun to the range on Sunday and shoot some things.
Totally different. No point.
What do you mean, no point? Like, how so?
They shouldn't be allowed
Why? Well,
because it's a weapon
it's a weapon, but in control
that's meant to kill people.
or destroy something.
No, originally it was meant to kill people. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, but it has a purpose.
Nothing's changed. No, that's the purpose. Kill people.
No, guns are not just for kill.
No, yeah, that's why they were invented.
The Olympics. It's a
No,
sport.
yes, I'm not going to say, well,
It's a sport. It's a skill.
worldwide thing.
It's a
sure.
talent
Okay.
to shoot.
You do what they do in the Olympics.
But there's
and you know what? Okay.
I wanna
all right.
snow around-
What weapons are they shooting in the Olympics?
They're shooting rifles.
I didn't say I had a big problem with rifles now, did I?
but there's
Okay,
but the thing
so-
is, though, it's like you're talking about the biathlon.
Yeah, biathlon.
That's like mostly skiing, though.
And they're shooting.
But it's
that's-
also rifles.
It's like it's that long rifles.
Yeah,
like,
but they
it's
still
like it's mostly
long reload
a
time.
skiing event.
But
It's mostly like because they're like, well, what would be interesting if they were skiing the whole time? No, let's have them shoot something.
Yeah.
Drop,
That's like-
shoot, get up.
because it's like that takes a lot of like the thing I
they
realize
do spend a lot of time on the shooting part of it, though. Like,
No,
I've
what-
always thought it's like because like the skiing, it's like distance skiing. So I'm like, okay, if they're out there in the Nordic lands, perhaps where this is happening,
Right.
and they're doing this, long distance endurance skiing, and there's a wild animal
okay.
way out there. You know what? I happen to have my rifle.
Right.
I'm gonna pick this animal off because I have to go this way.
Right.
I'm gonna do this. You know what?
There's a
I
pack-
don't have a problem with that.
there's
Okay.
a pack of wolves coming at me.
So from a sporting, what about skeet shooting? You know skeet shooting?
Are they using handguns, Kevin?
It's a shotgun. They shoot it up and they can shoot that.
They shoot the plates.
They shoot the plates. Skeet shooting.
Is this an Olympic sport?
No, it's a leisurely activity.
Gone.
What do you mean they're gone?
I've seen it in movies. Rich white guys.
Yeah, rich guys
at the country club.
rich white guys.
Finished. It's over.
Rich guys, they run the world, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
What about a starting pistol for a race?
Oh, there's another shooting activity. There's it's you get a revolver.
The speed shooting.
Speed shooting. What do
Yeah.
you think of speed shooting?
It's pretty dorky.
Gone.
It's dorky, but
It's dorky. What's the point?
If somebody enjoys it? So now you guys have something against somebody's enjoyment.
Okay, I'm okay. First of all, no.
What do you
they
think?
wouldn't know they enjoyed it if nobody put the goddamn gun in their hand.
But now they do.
It doesn't matter.
They realize.
Get rid of it.
But they
It
enjoy
doesn't
it.
matter.
So you're taking the enjoyment out of someone's life.
First of all, you gotta get the generation
have
that
much-
love guns that are at home, seeing how deep they can go on it,
Okay.
how much deeper they can throat that fucking gun.
Well, they're
because
they're
blowing it.
Yeah, they're an American.
Yeah.
If they don't have a gun, they can just enter
Okay.
an eating contest or
That- okay,
something.
that-
Start
Yeah,
eating-
just go
let's-
eat a fuck. Just go to fucking
eat 62 hot dogs.
Let's put the
That's what-
American thing just to the side because I feel like when you think
It's
guns,
not
you think
even
American.
America. I'm talking about here.
Okay, so in here, like, there is recreational shooting. There's gun ranges where you go and you shoot things.
And they should be closed
Why?
because they're not toys. You know what?
They don't have.
There can be gun ranges, and you want to know how you get into a gun range?
Right.
Military ID, police ID. That's how you get
that's
into
training.
a gun range.
That's training.
No, you want to go to a
That's
fucking
training.
gun range, a recreational gun range.
Yeah.
That's how you get in.
Recreation.
To work on your your actual skills, because that's what we depend on you for.
Right.
Is to hone your fucking skills. There you go.
What do you think?
Guy who fucking works at Pizza Hut.
Right.
No.
What do you think about flying planes?
You want to do that? You fly you fly a plane. you
Does
become a cop, then you get access.
Does this plane have a gun on it?
No. What do you think about flying planes in general?
Join the military.
So what if
Go to school, get your pilot's license, or
Okay.
go to pilot school,
Right.
and then and fly planes.
And then do a barrel roll.
And you want to do recreational flight after that? Sure, because that's very expensive.
So then, what if I wanted to go to gun school, gun training, and gun course protection, and then shoot that way?
Nope,
Why? Why? It's the same. It's the same process.
one's not a weapon.
It can be. You ever
It
heard,
can be,
You ever
sure.
heard of 9/11?
Totally different.
You know, Saudi Arabia is trying to pull that shit on us right now.
You want to talk about how many people fly on planes every day,
and how many get hijacked,
and how many don't make it with accidents or using people dying in terrorism.
Sorry, did you guys see that Saudi Arabia thing with Canada?
Yeah.
They had that response they made was like it was like a plane headed telling us to go back, but it was like a plane heading towards the CN Tower.
Yeah, they took it down.
You know, I was like, oh man, we want to fuck with these guys.
Yeah, I'm not gonna start on Saudi Arabia.
All right. So
they have a lot of guns.
I don't know.
They've got all the guns.
I'm just. Here's my thing. If you're doing something recreationally that hurts somebody, that is causing damage or unwellness to somebody else,
how is it healthy?
Shut that shit down.
How is it healthy?
It's fulfilling an inner
need.
need.
How is it healthy for society? It's not an inner need. It's a need that you have developed from other external sources. Because
here's the thing.
You could have picked up the crack pipe.
Maybe.
It could have been gun, crack pipe.
Maybe. Crack makes me feel pretty good.
But here's the thing. There's a certain and they've shown studies, some of the people that go to gun ranges, there is a reduction in stress. So it can be as a stress reliever.
I think that
there's control.
And this is where people get upset at me.
No,
this is where people are going to get upset at me.
Spit it at me. Man.
You know, I look at it that people who go to these places and other people can be like, no, I got fucking everything I want. They're missing something.
Missing like what?
There's something. There's a component in their life that was missing.
Their dad.
And if they're like, well, I've been going there. Them. If they, you know what? I'm going to even say that. It's like, well, I've been going to gun ranges since I was, 8 years old. And it's like, you know what? Yeah. Bad parenting. There was something missing. Bad parenting. Yeah. So unless you were growing up on the farm and there was fucking wild animals around and it's like, you know what? We hunt.
I mean,
I have a rifle. Learn the rifle. In which case,
the first time.
Good parenting. Mm. You know what I mean?
But we were on the farm and I remember shooting at the disc. And we had like a rifle. Like we go to like parties, and that would be like what you do at the party. You shoot,
but
the rifle
you're in the middle of nowhere.
Try to hit like the pigeons or whatever. Or those are the not real pigeons, but like
the fake pigeons. I get. Target shooting. It's called target shooting.
Target shooting.
It's called recreational shooting.
Then we do a pig roast, and then it'd be a good night.
Depending on who owns the guns and where it is, I'm not in on it.
Right.
And all I'm saying is that city dwellers. No. And I'm saying that there's missing something. They're looking for a rush. They're looking for something. And like I said, maybe they're not getting it on the regular. They go there. It's like they're, getting to blow their load. It's, out of this gun,
Right.
Like there's this thing. You know how many girls I know are like, oh yeah, I get all horny. I go there. It's like the power and everything. Yeah. You think that's fucking, no, that's not the same. Obviously it's not, there's something there that's euphoric, that's erotic, that's a thing, and I think girls have done it. But I think some girls like to do it. I've spoken to a couple that they're like, I don't know, I get really turned on by just the gun and the power and everything, and they're like, I'm not gonna have sex with a gun instructor, or but that's just how I feel after. Where I think guys are the same, but I think guys actually have that. I think guys are actually arousing themselves in a way to come out of there and be like, oh my god, it's so my wife called, fuck her. You know what I mean? Like, I think part of so it, good. Like, I think like a guy would rather go to the gun range than be with a woman, because I think that they've replaced certain intimacies or certain things. I think that they're just missing something. You know what I mean? Maybe I become a gun nut in my old age. Maybe I'm that guy. Maybe I'm like, Kevin, dude, had no idea what I was.
My dick doesn't work anymore, Kevin.
I go to the gun range. I'm hard for 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like, it's unbelievable. It's the best Viagra I've ever heard of.
I don't. But I don't know about the sexual connotation.
No, that's my own thoughts on it, and I'm not talking about cops or whatever. But there's guys. Okay, so I even know guys, big guys with pretty girlfriends who are like, they're gonna go and good jobs and everything. Okay, like, so this is what I do, and I'm like, cool. Somewhere deep down inside this person, there's something wrong with them.
Okay, so
there's something wrong with them in there.
That's your. I think that's your generalization of these people, and maybe it's true. Maybe there's a percentage or whatever. So I want to break down my personal psychology when it comes to gun shooting, because maybe if you hear my little thing, and And yeah, I'll admit,
You can't win me over, man.
No, it's not even
You
win.
can't
I don't care.
convince me.
No, it's not about convincing. I just
A
want.
weapon is not a toy.
Okay, so I want people to hear my end. Just again, it's not a toy, 100%. So here's my thing when it comes to gun shooting. So the reason why I like gun shooting. Well, if you want to go back to, I think I had the same thing as Kirk. Early on as a kid, you saw these things. They're cool, blah, 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 blah.
For sure.
And you get brainwashed and cool, guns are cool and all that stuff. That, I do not deny. That's where it came from. But the first time that I got into like, okay, hold on, this is actually pretty cool was originally one of my friends was becoming a cop. And he was going to the range and was like, hey, listen, you should come and just, experience what an actual gun the power of a gun feels like, right? And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, cause I played video games just like you and thing. So I went to the gun range, and we had a variety of pistols, rifles, shotguns, all that shit,
condoms,
all that shit. And honestly, like when you fire a gun,
I can't wait till he says, and that's when I blew my load.
I did blow my load. No. But here's the thing: when you fire something that has such,
gotta go to the bathroom, guys. I'll be back in a couple minutes.
yeah.
Right after the big weapon.
Yeah. Go for it. You want to go for it or?
No. I'm making a
think-
comment.
Oh, my
bad.
Like if I'm
Okay.
at the gun range.
You were in the bathroom.
No. So here's the thing: when I fired like a gun for the first time, there's a couple of emotions you go through. One
Hard
is
as fuck.
yeah, okay. No. One you go is
Gotta tape it down.
It's a little bit of shock. You're like, I can't believe that this destructive force comes out of this fucking object. There's a little bit of
I thought they taught us that in school. Also,
but it's
all
not
the
same,
movies
man.
that I watched,
But it's not the same when you
where they
experience
shot
in
somebody
real life.
even in fake whatever, and then the other person doesn't move.
But experience it in real life versus what you see on a screen or what you read about or what you imagine.
Well,
it's a
you know
different
what?
ballgame.
I'd like a lot of
It's-
these people. I'd like to say, okay, experience in real life. Do you want the fist in the mouth? People don't want to experience
What
that
do you
in
mean,
real
punching?
life.
Getting
Yeah,
punched?
nobody. But people are probably out there at the gun
think-
range never been punched in the face.
I think you should get experience.
You know what?
should have
That should be
experience.
one of the things on the way in. You ever been punched in the face? Whack.
Yeah, stop trying.
Here you go.
Hit me and hit me.
Yeah.
I've witnessed it. You're in.
So there's that initial shock of holy shit, all this power from that. Then there's a bit of like a fucking like I don't even know what kind of a complex it is, but it's like
Euphoria.
not euphoria.
Giddiness.
It's more of like I have the ability.
You start writing an enemy list.
No. It's like I have the ability.
Put on lipstick.
No, Jesus Christ! I have the
Like,
ability
he
to
was
stand.
mean to me.
I have the ability to stand here
Never liked mom
and
very much.
destroy an object at the opposite end with just a pull of my finger. There's a certain.
It's a god complex.
I guess you could call it a
know
god
what?
complex.
It's people. Yeah,
It's a god complex.
Something wrong with these people.
It's just a cool little thing.
And you know what's funny? And okay, continue. Yeah, I
No,
want
no,
to see
so
where
there-
this.
there's-
I want to see where this goes.
So you feel those
there's something
emotions,
wrong, okay.
and then after
Yep.
that, there's a bit of like responsibility. You're like, this is something that you need to understand, because if you don't respect it, it can go really.
So
bad.
you're saying before this, you did not respect a weapon?
no, because you see shit in movies. Oh yeah, guns and fucking whatever. Boom,
No,
boom, boom,
so
you're
you
doing
didn't
things.
understand that a gun is not to be trifled with. Like if somebody walked around the corner
Yeah.
and had waved a gun in your face and was like, "Yo, what's up, motherfucker?"
I had a gun pulled
this
on
is
me.
a fucking robbery.
I had a gun pulled on me, and yeah, there is that.
And
Yeah,
you didn't take it serious.
no, I took it serious, but you don't understand it once you have it in your hands. You don't.
I don't need
You
to have it in my hands to understand the capability that it can stop
No, but
me
you
from
still don't
living.
know. You still don't.
I don't need to know if it can put a hole through that wall.
It's
It
not
can
even
put a
about
hole
that.
through my body. That's all I care about.
Yeah, no, but there's
That's
more.
all
there's
anybody
more,
should
there's,
care
There's
about.
more to that. There's more of like, this is something that at the end of the day, it's an object. It's a fucking object.
There's a lot
But
of
the
objects,
person
Kevin.
behind it is who's controlling it. So I think
Of course.
I think your issue is not with fucking actual guns. A fucking inanimate object that sits there, that whatever. Your problem's with the people behind it
My problem is the access. These people shouldn't have access to the weapons
because of the people. So you have a people problem.
But nobody should have the guns. If you took the guns away from these people or
Okay.
access to the guns,
Okay,
they can't use the gun.
From these certain people.
Of course.
Okay, yeah, and I agree
But
with you.
it's-
Not everybody.
No, right. But
has,
it's
needs
the
access
needs
to
of
it.
the many
Right.
outweigh the needs of the few. Now, the many
Right.
don't own weapons, don't use weapons.
Okay. Yes. Which
So why does
yeah.
the few
Yeah.
get to dictate that? And why do the many have to suffer because of this? So one life taken is too many in my world. It's like this whole thing about like people getting murdered. Somebody goes crazy, they shoot 11 people, 2 people die, or somebody goes in and kills fucking 8 people. That's too many,
of course.
And other people are like, well, nobody's taking my guns, and you know what? No gun bans, and you know what? No registration, tougher registration and waiting lists and all this. That's crazy registration.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's registered guns being used. I'm just saying you have to get tougher, and you have to eliminate this. But people, like, it's like they don't care, and that's what I tell people, these gun enthusiasts.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you don't care that innocent people are being murdered using stolen weaponry that was bought legally, or people are actually buying weaponry legally and murdering people. You don't care about them because you want to get your rocks off. Yeah. And that's all that fucking matters. You're literally willing to let children and innocents die.
Yeah.
Because you want to have a Saturday afternoon with a weapon in your hand because you got something fucking wrong in your head.
Well, there's
and you know what?
something...
That's how I feel about it, man. You know, and I'm not saying take all their guns away. I'm not saying that. I'm saying definitely within city limits, no.
So gun owners who live in the city should not own guns.
I'm just
take away
some of
their
these
guns.
things. You know what? Maybe, yeah.
Good luck with that, man. But
they can move. They can move. Why the fuck can't they move?
Cold dead hands, man.
Move. Also, get tougher on gun crime. You get caught with a
100%.
weapon, you throw away the key.
Yeah, 100%. No, 100%. Yeah.
I mean, the cops aren't going to like that because that means, you're in for some shootouts because people can't go to jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think we're in like a time when like I feel like this is like a bubbling time because certain ideology is like bashing against the new way of thinking. But we're going to eventually, I think, get to a point where people...
What's the new way of thinking?
Like the kids from like the Parkland shooting in Florida, they're all like, why do we have this? Like, why is this legal? Like all this, and it's like younger people are more like the sanity,
of course,
the voice, and like, oh, we gotta have this. We gotta like get a way of like monitoring and
okay,
selling.
Good. Yeah.
And so it's like,
but young people are cool with it. I was like, I don't.
No,
think so.
I mean like the ideology is shifting, and it's like, and so stuff like what Kevin's saying, we can honestly like just go like that. Sounds kind of perverse what you do.
And how is this possible with young people? These are the people that are the dumbest fucks on the planet. Basically, they're getting out of cars to dance.
Oh, the Kiki dance.
Yeah.
And shit's going down. Like people getting hit by cars. Cars are driving off on their own, getting wrecked.
That's not how you shiggy. You can't shiggy that way.
They're eating Tide Pods. They're shoving condoms up their noses. They're fucking dragon breath now. What is causing dragon breath?
I don't know.
So these are the dumbest individuals. Yet,
but I think it's
one of those still
things.
Understand guns are worse.
Yeah.
Do you understand this?
Yeah.
No, I think they say like the thing about like young people is that this. I feel like there's so many outliers in this case, but like it makes them seem really stupid. But I feel like they're not as dumb as they are. This is like because
they
like,
might be good in school, but
like,
I'm
for
saying
example, like
that's not going to get you through, man.
Teen pregnancy has never been lower than it is now. So kids,
well, isn't that because all the girls are just doing
anal?
They're doing the butt stuff. Sure, girls know the best lube now.
They know they're learning.
Got to lube it up. But no, there's that, and also like drug use and alcohol use between kids like under 18 is lower than it's been in a long time.
Oh yeah,
so it's almost like
things are coming down. Yeah,
it's almost like I think for the most part, there's like most kids are like.
Well, I think it might be lower because like I don't know why it would be lower. Is it because like test cases are now there? Like people see old school stoners now because like the 80s people, it's like that guy's a real fucked up person.
Well, no, a lot of kids are bored now and they're addicted to like heroin. So that like, they're already
just addicted to other.
They already
shit.
got heroin in their system, so they're good.
You know what? Yeah,
No,
you know what? Is it that kids don't go out and hang out with their friends anymore? Is that why social skills are down? Like back in the day, you smoked a joint with your buddies because you didn't have social media, cell phones. You didn't have that shit. You were like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
How do we have a good time? It's we can smoke a joint.
But that's also the same reasons why they can be connected so fast and like be a part of a movement like this. I don't think this Florida shit, like I'm not saying shit, but I don't think all those students could coordinate as well if it wasn't for like Facebook or cell phones, right?
Here's the thing.
So like in some cases it's really good. In other cases it makes them like weirdos.
All of these kids, 18 to 24, I'll say, all the university kids, the smart ones. Everybody's coming up. This big movement all over the country, all over North America, all over the world regarding this gun stuff, especially North America, States, Canada. Your time is coming, right? Their time is near. All of them are going to get to... They're all voters now. There's just not enough of them. They're close, but not enough. But in 8 years...
No, the last election, they were saying millennials in Ontario and our election was like... It was like if they actually were voting, it would be like the turning point.
No, right. Not. But 10 years from now, you could actually have these people as candidates.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. Fuck the established things. But they could vote in what they want and enact change. And nobody can stop them at that point, right? Mm-hmm. You get enough of them involved, sky's the limit. So that I'm looking forward to see if they can put that shit together. Although... I don't know, man. They listen to some garbage music and like fucking Tide Pods. Like, come on, what else are they gonna do? They may be able to stop gun violence, but the rest of the shit's gonna go downhill. I don't know, but
they like memes.
It's just a different language now. The kids are
it's like the lit fam. It's a different less people.
It's a different time. People are becoming there's new social barriers now. That's what it is.
There's people out there that are gonna think I'm fucked.
No,
because I'm out there saying there's no reason. Like, and a lot of people could agree with me too, but I just don't know why people. It's like fucking cars.
Okay.
To like veer a little bit, the automated car.
Yes.
Right. It's not perfect yet,
of course.
But I'm saying if I could give you leap of faith me here. Or suspension of belief or disbelief or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I could be like, every car here in our country, in our city, can be automated.
Okay.
No problem. Just, we could do it.
Right.
These cars will be 99% safer than every other thing on the road. There's still going to be accidents. There's still going to be people dying. There's still going to be the odd malfunction. There's still going to be the odd thing. However, you could still take control of the vehicle for short periods of time.
Right.
To avoid, if there's a failure in the system, it'll say, you can take control now, Kevin.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I would also implement mandatory driving that you have to do on your own in designated areas on the road, so you would not lose your skills.
Okay.
You call
I can guarantee 99%.
Yes.
Which means all those needless deaths are going to stop.
Okay.
Right? All those people are going to live now.
Yes.
People don't want it.
Yep.
People don't want it. So basically they're saying, I want those people dead. I want more people to die, and I am willing to die myself because of my ego and my pride and my need to have control.
But isn't that a human right to have control? And
it's not a human right to drive a vehicle. It's a privilege.
That's what they tell you, and
it's a privilege, 100%. But what I'm just saying, as an option,
there's no reason a car should even go 200 kilometers an hour.
Whoa! Hold on. So now you don't want guns and people to drive fast cars?
I'll tell you right now, buddy. If I had it my way,
with Kevin
if
right
I
now.
had it my way,
fuck that.
If I had it my
Let's
way,
go fucking Mad Max.
If I had it my way, cars would have regulators on them, and that you couldn't disable.
Let me guess. In your world, no motorcycles too. No motorcycles too.
And no more movies starring Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, okay.
No more expendable
movies. Let me guess.
movies.
We can't eat red meat anymore. We can't eat red meat. We can't eat. Yeah. Nah.
You mean?
I'm
beats?
good.
You can have your motorcycle.
That's what we call beats.
Can I drive it, or is a robot riding it?
You can have your motorcycle.
I can ride it free. I can go as fast
as I want.
You can have your
motorcycle.
I can go as fast as I want.
There's
of course not.
Fuck that.
There's no gasoline.
No, fuck
There's no gasoline to fill up your motorcycle.
And it's a motorcycle, so I'm gonna raise all costs on it.
Oh fuck!
All costs on it.
That's when I fucking look at the outlaw, man. I look at fucking out. Listen, at that point, if let's just say, Murray, you became prime minister. Let's say you became prime minister and you started putting fucking restriction on my guns.
I started putting public safety.
Putting restriction on the vehicles I ride, and putting fucking motorcycle thing. I'm joining the fucking Hells Angels. we're fucking taking our carbureted fucking motorcycles without your computers, and we're fucking roaming these lands causing havoc. Fucking, because like honestly, nah, man, I can't.
The thing
I
is
can't go
that
to,
see, this is the thing. People don't care about saving themselves or other people. They literally just say, "No, you can't do that." And it's like, well, what about all the benefits that the utopia that would be provided?
Your utopia,
you could have a nap and go to work. Your car could just drive you there.
But then I'm not living life.
Of course you are. You're going to work.
I don't want to live to
Most
work.
people black out anyways when they drive. They don't remember their drive. They don't go.
They drive the same place
they drive
every
the
day.
same route every day. They don't even remember what they saw. They get there and they go home. No, you're right.
They just get excited one day a month when it's new billboard day.
Yeah, I don't. No. I think
gun range day when they get an erection.
no. I think.
Oh man, I can't wait to get to
I can't wait.
I get. Listen,
I can't wait
I get
to drive as fast as I can
I get
to the gun range.
I get you because maybe you're a little older now. I get your whole.
I'm not an old man, dude.
I just want to
Dude, some of the shit you're spraying
I'm not-
out.
Are you kidding me? Old people want guns.
I just want to. I want to spread those bullets like it's
No,
my cum.
I get your I get your preservation of life and protecting people.
I don't think you do.
No, I get it. But dude, like I think that we should have. I think everyone should have the ability to test out the limits of life and see where it goes, and whether it hurts you and takes you the fuck out. That should be a fucking human right.
I disagree.
I don't think we should all be in fucking bubbles.
I disagree.
I'm tired of the bubbles. Socially speaking, look,
We talked about
look
this.
Look at all these fucking bubbles. Oh, you can't say this. You can't say that. Fuck that.
Say what?
Can you say lesbian?
Well, yeah, why not?
Say it.
I said lesbian a bunch.
I'm friends with lesbians.
Okay, but here's the thing. There's certain things you can't say now, or else you're gonna get in trouble.
Same-sex couples? I'm not sure what you know.
No.
I think that's a leap between what I believe to be a government or a society taking care. First of all, a society should take care of each other in certain ways, right? Where
you look out for your neighbor. Yeah,
and I'm not talking communism, but you look out for people, right?
Yeah.
But we've evolved past that. We are back to a point where the government needs to parent.
Okay. Yeah.
We're at a point. You cannot let people run wild. You cannot do that. You have to set limits to. You got to set limits to children. You have to set limits to adults. I don't give a fuck what people say. Like, I'm a fucking adult. Sure, great.
Okay.
That's perfectly fine.
No,
the government will
need
take away your
limitations.
freedom and liberties if you commit a crime.
Yeah.
And you know what? There was a time when a lot of those crimes were legal.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Now they're not legal.
Yeah.
Get ready. The next one's coming. And I'm going to take away some of that because as a society, it will be a better society. You know? A lot like you can't just slap your secretary's ass every day on the way out of the office.
No.
You can't do that anymore.
No unsolicited back rubs.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Kevin, I'm looking at you.
And I'm just saying, people aren't going to like it. So what? People aren't going to like it.
Okay.
You know, find a new fucking hobby.
I just think that I get your policing system of
Check the fucking laundry detergent aisle and fucking start eating those delicious strawberry, blueberry tasting ones. And you can probably do 6 or 7.
It only takes
and you know
one.
what?
It only takes one apparently to kill you.
Yeah.
Perfectly acceptable, and go and have fun because you know what? You don't give a fuck. People like that don't give a fuck about other people.
Yeah.
Then you know what? We don't give a fuck about you. Something should happen to you.
Oh, so you want to put these people in danger now?
Just by having the weapons in around puts others in danger.
What about? Hear me out.
Yeah.
What about a purge of the people who want to have weapons?
You know what? Can we do? No, I actually like this idea.
So it's
A
basically
real purge.
It's basically, but only
You do know in like
the purge only exists for people who are actual owners of the guns.
Nope.
And they got to go against each other and have a battle royale.
they probably wouldn't.
I've got an even better idea.
He's gonna get rid of them.
You designate an area. You build the walls.
Jane and Finch
You build the walls. And
building walls. I know who else said that.
I'm just saying. No. I'm saying, like basically, like a sporting zone, an area of land, and you know what? Let's do the purge.
Okay.
Let's do the purge.
Okay.
Everybody can go in. You can. I even have for the
What's
first
the
day.
Ontario Green Zone?
A first day, have a festival. Have a fucking rock and music festival for the first day. Everybody who wants to be part of this purge, go in, so it's not instant craziness.
Right.
And then 8 hours.
What
Go
are
find your spots, do what you got to do, and then let it start. Seal it up.
Yeah.
Seal it up.
Yeah.
So is everybody in there?
No, just people who want to go.
Oh, I thought it was so like, but they know it's going to be a purge.
Just people. They know who's. They fucking know. Let them take
So
their
what-
guns.
what are
let
the
them take
rule-
their
is it-
knives.
what are
let
the
them take
rules,
whatever they
though?
want. Their motorcycles, their gasoline,
Do
whatever
you think
they
it's
want.
going to be like teams or it's going to be like a battle royale?
Whatever. I don't give a shit.
It's going to be like what's that game? Fortnite Battle Royale.
Maybe.
There's no.
Down,
But there's
it goes
no.
down to one winner.
No, but at the end of it, there's no media coverage. There's no nothing.
No, I hope not. But
Like it's just like the doors open and like it's like all right, that was it.
so, but my question would be, who do we?
I think we're getting rid of some quality individuals.
But like my
I
question
think we're
would be.
self-policing at that point.
My
right?
question would be: we might leave that open to one ultimate person who wins, and what are we going to do with them? Do we just shoot the person who wins?
They
or-
become the Hunger
No.
Games champion.
They become like
You
a,
only have so much time,
no. I'm just figuring.
so
like,
you're gonna have more people than you think.
oh,
surviving.
it'd be the people hiding
it's
and
not
stuff.
winner take all, last man standing.
I was hoping it was like last
no,
man
like
standing.
the purge, man. Well, 8 a.m. or whatever time it was. There's
gotta be a prize
11
for it,
a.m.
I mean.
whatever, and then it's over. That's
Oh,
it.
I've never actually like
What do you
seen.
mean the prize? The prize for these people is they got to go and they got to be primal. They got,
Who's-
like you said, they got to
Kevin,
live. Like
what's
you
the
know,
band they're gonna
thing.
see? They're gonna see the remaining members of Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, Leonard
Sounds about
Skinner.
right.
You can have everybody in there just
Yeah.
having a great time,
Leonard Skinner behind
killing other
a glass wall.
people, firing weapons. I'm not saying it's for everybody. Somebody like you wouldn't want to go to that.
No, I
purge.
wouldn't go. I you know who I feel would go, because I feel my belief is registered gun owners who get their action in the ranges aren't gonna go. But you know what? Those vegans, those pent up health nuts who say don't do this, don't do that, they're gonna be
No.
like, fuck it,
Here's the
I'm going
thing.
in there. So
Here's the thing. I feel it's like a trick question because nobody's gonna go because people don't want another gun pointed at them.
So I'm gonna say that we don't inform them what it is. We just like find a registry of all the
That's
guns.
probably not good.
No, I'm just saying this is all not
No,
gonna.
because it could be not. I would like to rid.
It's all
I'd like to get
theoretical.
rid of some lowlifes that would just go to this.
We just like start tracking down all the lowlifes. We invite them through email. Just say come to our cool event, and then and then it all just like turns into a purge. You're like, hey, here's a couple of guns sitting around here. Only so many people can get out, and that's what happens.
Who would you include in that? Any appearances?
I feel like Ted Nugent and Kevin, maybe Kevin and Ted Nugent for
oh,
sure.
me and him would team up, man.
Yeah, Joe Rogan, throw him in there.
Oh yeah, we fucking.
He probably
team up,
scissor
bro.
kick some people.
100%. That'd be it.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
What about hipster mustaches? I'd probably throw them in there too.
Yeah, I mean they come down to pretty low on the chain, right? Society.
Right in there.
Anyone with a
I might even pull the trigger myself.
anybody who's owned a wallet chain in their life past 16.
Right.
Chain wallet.
No. I know some good dudes that still rock that.
chain wallets. They gotta go. They gotta make a. We gotta make a point about them.
No, because you know what? Society would rather have. Some people in society would rather have men holding clutches.
I feel like there would be.
Purses,
like man purse clutches.
Well, there should also be like a team of guys, the fedora team, guys with fedoras.
I think we should have
and a team of guys.
I think we should have.
What is that motion you're making?
No. What are these things called again?
No, man. You say the
What do you
vape
think? Vape team. They're just fucking there in the corner.
like. I thought you were making like a sucking dick motion. I'm like, we can't throw them in there, Kevin.
It's a vape. It's a vape thing.
It's a vape. But you're making like a.
Yeah, because in your mind.
No, but you were like no one who vapes.
I don't
does
know,
this.
man. I don't know. We're on the purge talk. I'm just saying. Going back to guns.
Yes.
I think that my point is crystal clear in what I feel, and it's not just gun related. I've talked about auto.
Oh, can I throw
I've
more
talked
people
about
in?
other things.
One more person,
That-
Yeah.
and anyone who uses a skateboard as their main mode of transportation.
What about longboarders though?
Exactly, all of them.
You know
All
what?
of the skateboarders.
I'm more like longboarders go in, but like normal skaters stay out.
If I don't see you do a trick and you're just riding it everywhere,
I owned a skateboard
fuck
when I was
you.
younger. You got to be able to do a kickflip, otherwise you're getting thrown in the wall.
every time I see those guys and they're not doing tricks on the small
You
board,
got to
I'm
pull
like,
an ollie off, or you're done.
And then I
Yeah.
notice, man, you have to get off your board going
So-
uphill.
Hold
Say
on.
that about.
Listen, we kind of went a little.
But you understand where I'm coming
No,
from.
I get your point of view,
the
and
betterment of society.
I get it. I
And
get it, but I feel that
Putting personal wants aside, that is the best way of starting
okay.
to get a handle on, guns and gun control.
okay, and here's the thing. I will
tougher penalties.
right now. I don't agree with you, but I will.
course not.
I will agree with you the moment you experience. Because here's my thing. You're starting to sound like one of those general politicians who said, "You should do that. You should do that," and never actually have to walk in that other person's shoes.
I shouldn't. I don't
You're-
want to.
you're-
I don't
you're-
want to
you're
pick up a
assuming.
gun. No, it's not that,
Why not?
Kevin. I'm not.
don't even
looking-
know.
I don't. No, it's not about
Sure, you're not-
having fun.
It's not
you're
about.
saying
It's not
have
about
fun with it.
It's not fun. I'm just saying it's a need that somebody
No,
has.
it's not a need.
It's a want.
No, there's no.
It's a want.
No, it's
I
not
want.
a want.
I
Yes,
want.
done. No more want.
I want.
You're not allowed.
Why?
Not allowed. It is now illegal.
I'm leaving. I'm in that society where the wants I have are unrestricted.
No,
to me.
you wanna go
So-
fire
so not a free
firearms?
country. So we're not a free country anymore.
Fire. No, you're
not
not
a free
living in a
country.
free country.
Okay, that's pretty.
I want a chicken burger.
Yeah.
I'm not just. I'm
You know, in a
thirsty. I'm not
sense,
just
we're
taking
not
a drink
free
out of
at all,
a fucking- I'm
right?
paying money.
No, well, that's the thing. Like I believe. I thought that there was a time where Canada. I guess. Well,
If you want to make moonshine,
But I guess we're not,
you
you know?
can't.
Basically, this is kind of similar to that George Carlin argument that like this is the sort of stuff that they fight over like in politics, just so. But like basically fighting over these issues like abortion or gun rights,
Yeah.
and the whole time like behind the scenes just rich cocksuckers who
Oh,
are,
yeah, at the end
who
of
are
the day,
controlling
yeah.
everything,
Yeah, yeah,
and they're
100%.
just making people like get in arms about this because it's circumventing what's actually going on.
Yeah.
So,
Look,
so like it's just like
I
it's just dumb.
personally, I'm not involved in the politics, the business, the ethical viewpoints of guns. Like again, we were talking here, like it just, and we had our little ideas, whatever. My personal thing is there is something that I find enjoying, that brings enjoyment, that I just like video games, driving a car, motorcycle, that I enjoy, and I think that I'd like to have an access to that, and I'll jump
But you
over whatever
only know
hoops.
that because you've been allowed to do that.
Of course,
So preventative.
it's too late now,
well, it doesn't matter
unless you
You're
want to go
not-
back in time and erase gun memories from me,
Listen, man.
which is a lot. But it's too late. I'm in the guns. The guns. have
Okay,
me.
then you know what? I'm not going to remove certain things. I'll just make it cost prohibitive.
Okay, yeah, and listen, you got to do what you got to do, but I'm going to do what I got to do.
So, I don't know. I'll just say mandatorily everything goes up $50.
Okay, then I'll start saving up for more. I'll start buying the Chinese guns.
buying the $200.
No. I don't mean
$200
buying
bullets.
guns. You want to go to the range? Everything goes up $50.
Oh, that's not going to stop any men.
I think it would.
No, like, dude, like you.
What if
I
bullets?
fired 4 guns,
What if bullets were $100?
4 or 5 bullets each. It was about $100. Went by in like 20 minutes.
Add $50 to each gun.
I'll now go there twice a year versus once a year, or twice a year versus 4 times a year.
This is my biannual.
Sure, but you know what?
It's
Whatever.
Whatever,
man.
It will not prevent
And
me pursuing
the argument, we
happiness.
could go in circles
I feel
around different things, and
happiness.
I'm changing my thing just to have fun with
Kevin
it.
will still have on his calendar like gun day.
Here's
Oh,
the-
yeah, yeah.
Smile face.
I
on
wouldn't
it.
be able to survive as a politician, I don't think, because I'm radical in what, and like we have to move forward as a society past these small, fucking things that people want to do. The future has nothing to do with people going and owning a handgun and going to the gun range. It's not. We need to move past that, get rid of it, eliminate it. The future doesn't need it. So people have to accept that now. It's like smoking in bars, smoking indoors. You know what? People did it for many years. 30 years people worked in a place, had a fucking ashtray on their desk. And then one day it was gone. And it was
Yeah.
like, no, you
Progression,
can't
I get
smoke
it.
inside
Yeah.
anymore. But I've been smoking for 30 years, and you know what? Now I got to fucking go 5 flights down. No, it's done.
Right.
It's fucking done for you.
Right.
If
Oh,
you
listen.
don't like it here, you can leave your job and go and get a job outside where you can smoke. My thing, you don't like it in the city, you don't like our fucking rules,
Yeah.
get a new job or keep your job, whatever the fuck you want to do, and move your ass to the country where we will allow you to own a rifle. And if it's a handgun you want, you're shit out of luck because I'm banning those because there's no fucking reason for you to own a handgun at all. Other than to jerk yourself off with it.
Now you can just 3D print them.
You can,
too.
I guess, if
Yeah,
it's
you
not
can.
loaded, you could just jerk off with
can-
one
you
hand and bob on the actual handle, or not the handle, the nozzle of the gun, and have double action going on.
I don't know how your correlation. I don't know how your correlation between
very good.
gun
was very
gun
good there,
erotica.
I
don't know.
practice. Me and Kevin
But,
hang out a lot. So.
No, here's the thing. I do believe in your form of progress that you eventually got to get rid of the old ways and make way for the new rules, like like smoking and all that stuff. I get that, but I don't think you snapping your finger like Thanos and just getting rid of guns is ever going to work.
Oh, I'd fucking do more than
It's
that if
not
I could
gonna-
snap my fingers.
If
If I could do the 50% thing,
yeah.
oh man,
So
that would be a good
yeah.
day for society.
So my thing would be because if I had to emulate, okay, I think if we're gonna look at the gun spectrum, what America is doing right now, completely wrong. Like everyone should have one access to anything and blah 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 blah, no restrictions.
Team America, man. Team
No,
America.
but what they're doing, I mean, it's obviously not working. I mean, you're looking at their school systems and all that shit. It's 100%. And if you're one of those people that, oh no, Americans have the right to all the thing, whatever. It's all okay. What I'm saying is, in Canada, we have a bit of a more strict, and you can see the numbers difference. We're lower in the crime rate. We're lower in.
We have a much lower
we're-
population.
yeah, but if you're looking per capita for gun percent violence,
Yeah, but
is
it's up.
a lot lower.
It's up right now.
It's lower than the state if you're going to compare. But if I had to say who to emulate the best, it would be I think it's Sweden, or is it Switzerland. It's one of the it's Switzerland or Sweden. I get confused. But here's their policy, and let me pitch that to you. Let me be your political
Sure.
advisor, and you tell me if you're go it. So the way it works is that every citizen in this country, when they're 16, 17, 18, they have to go to the army for 2 years. They do their
Okay.
they do their basic training and all that stuff, and
So you're talking mandatory enlistment.
yes, and they get their firearms license restricted, both handgun and rifle. And the way it works is that they have the freedom to own their guns and store them at their place, but all ammunition is stored at either the range or base or whatever, but they never have loaded weapons. So when they want to shoot recreationally, they can go to these ranges or go to these places and do it there. But
Well,
yeah,
I've also read where if, let's say, you own weapons, and
Yes.
let's
That's
say
Finland.
let's say you
we're
were,
talking about.
Finland
let's
probably.
say you
Finland.
were robbed and somebody
Okay.
stole your guns.
Yes,
People aren't allowed to keep their guns with their ammo.
yes,
Right?
You're not allowed.
So
yes.
a lot of people get robbed. The robbers take the guns,
Yes.
but they never get the ammo from you.
Yes, they get.
They just get the ammo later.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? What's the difference if the ammo's in under my
Well, here's the
bed
thing.
or at the range when my gun's still getting stolen?
Well, here's the thing. There's a legal thing in Canada.
How about reverse it? I can only keep the ammo.
Was it like a government place
Because
where you
this is
buy
the
ammo
thing,
from or
because
something?
people
Yeah.
want to sit at home with their dicks
So it's like an
out,
LCBO,
rubbing their-
but for like
What?
it's like an LCBO, but like for ammo.
No, it's like everyone has their local gym, their shooting range, and they bring their gun over there.
But I'm
get
saying, where
the
do you
ammo
get ammo from? though?
from the range?
You got to
ranges.
take your gun into the range to
Yeah, you
use
do
your
it
gun.
you shoot in designated areas.
So
You're,
the
you're
shoot-
not you're not like
shooting
Texas where you walk down with a gun on your back.
The only
So you're
people
also-
that have ammo are ranges.
yes,
So they only you
and
can only
you
use
keep
it there.
your guns home locked in a.
Do they
in a
check
safe.
your weapon when you're leaving or something?
Of course, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Make sure it's empty and all safe and all good.
No
So
bullets.
yeah, and if
selling.
you look at the statistics there, gun violence is mute, if any. There's no gun violence. So what I'm saying is,
I'm not saying
let the people have what they
2 years a
want.
long time, but I'm not saying for a mandatory period of military whatever service for people. Like people are gonna be like, fuck that. I think people need that shit. Maybe a year, even if it's reserves
down
or
for that.
cadets or whatever. If you're 16 years old, you got to do a year of cadets.
Yeah,
You know?
fine. Let's just say cadets or whatever.
Something.
But some type of
Something
military
that's
training.
gonna show you some kind
learn
of training.
the basics.
Sure.
Learn how to make a fire. There's so many people that don't know how to make a fire.
Sure. Fine. I'm
Also,
100% in on that.
Life skills are very important, like how to cook an egg and not get a girl pregnant.
Yeah, fine. You can teach that in your Canadian military
You
system.
know what? Sometimes half the battle's just, learning that as you go.
Right. Because here's the
Nothing
thing.
like burning some breakfast
okay.
and knocking up some ladies.
It's like,
right?
I fucked up this egg. How am I going to be a 16-year-old dad?
So hold on, because I know you.
Well,
had,
that goes back to
Murray, you had concerns about people stealing your guns and running off. So
it happens
in
It
Canada.
absolutely happens.
In Canada, the way it works is that when you store your weapons, they're supposed to be in a safe and in a confined area that only you have access to. And also when it comes to transporting, so let's say I want to go to the range today.
Yeah, it's
and I
got to
have
be a
gun.
lockbox, right?
It's not a lockbox. You actually have to call into the ministry and let them know that, hey, listen, I am traveling from my house to my designated range, and I'm going there. And if you get pulled over, let's say you're driving to your range, but you're like, I'm going to go over to Oshawa for a bit. You can actually get charged for doing that.
Yeah.
So Canada actually has a pretty restrictive system for legal gun owners, but and this is where I think your concerns come in, is that these criminals are finding ways to get guns from other areas that are not legal.
Yeah, but that's a possibility too.
Yeah. That's criminal activity. I believe criminal activity
I'm not saying
is different from
I'm not saying every gun owner is a problem, and I'm not saying every gun owner is going to get robbed, and I'm not saying this is a high number of people.
Right.
I'm saying though, if it's one person and that gun is used to commit a crime
Right.
that inflicts damage on somebody,
Yeah.
possibly murder,
Right.
then no. Then it's wrong, and everybody else has to stop because that happened. That life is not above your enjoyment of firing a weapon.
I got an idea. This is like maybe down the line. This is what it's called, smart bullets. So you go to fire a gun, and the bullets like goes to this like talks to you and says like, "Hey, are you sure you want to do that?" And then you're like, "Yes." Well, I'm gonna make you have a 5-day waiting period before you can shoot me, and then and if you're still mad and still want to kill that thing or person in that 5 days, go ahead and do it. And then you get that time to cool down.
Yeah.
And then if you still want to do it, then yeah, shoot the gun.
You know what? I heard somebody come up with a cool idea. It's impossible to do now. Proximity alerts on weapons. That if a weapon is loaded and it's in a proximity of another gun, like, in your residence and in your safe, it would be disarmed.
Yeah.
It would not activate, right? It would know it's in a safe. So if your neighbor had one in his safe and you lived right next door and yours was in your safe, they're both happy. Both guns are happy. Everything's happy. No alarms are going off, no nothing.
Yeah.
But if a gun entered your yard or your house and it wasn't in one of these cases,
Okay.
you could now access your gun and fire your gun as an act of self-defense.
Oh, okay. So now, in this world, where we have self-activating happy guns,
I thought it was a pretty cool idea. I was like, hey, you know what? That's not bad. I'm like, you know what? These guns are smart guns.
Right.
Like, you can't just fucking, I can't kill this guy.
Halt.
I can't just kill this innocent person. It won't work.
Right.
However,
Okay.
if it detects in like a
Kevin?
radius, like Wi-Fi or whatever, that there's another weapon, it'll allow me to pull the trigger.
I'm going to give Kevin the only way I would want to have him have a gun,
Yes.
and would be...
You do know I can actually have a gun now. You realize
No,
that.
but this is like theoretical.
The government actually has legalized.
For me, I would more like to see you be like a RoboCop kind of person. More like...
So become a cyborg?
Yeah, I think you'd be good at that. Because I would trust you, and maybe in that case.
Your move, creep.
Not right now. At this point, with you in the
listen,
flesh, I feel like the roboticness, I think... And
listen, depending on how this fucking age thing works out, I might be looking at fucking cybernetic organisms, so...
All right. So let's look at it like this.
Right.
I definitely am like. See, here's the thing. I'm not 100% gun ban.
I get you. I get you, man. You're from
I'm more of a precision. There needs to be some precision incisions in policy and implementation. And for me, that's what I'm for.
I just
also massive increase in guns and gangs or whatever we do, the border stuff, whatever, to keep them out or get them off the streets, whatever you got to do. People who end up with a gun in their waistband, like loaded or unloaded, it's over.
Criminal activity, 100%. I think
that's right. Criminal activity, it's huge, huge crackdown.
Because I know a lot of guys who
like
I have
lawyer
friends
should touch you. Like,
here's the thing,
you should just go away.
Here's the thing, I have friends who've actually. So I have a story of a friend who was into the criminal activity, and he was on the TTC one day, and somebody threatened him, and he had a gun on him, shot the guy in the leg, went to jail, and came out 5 years later.
Yeah.
Right now. Realistically speaking, he committed a crime. Obviously, the situation, whatever. But the fact that he had access to guns is one thing. So, I think
here's the thing: if you said the other guy pulled a gun and then he pulled a gun,
the other guy threatened to beat the shit out,
and then he pulled a gun and shot
him. He was a small guy, so he had to use a gun.
I'm sorry, Kevin, but your friend's got to go away.
He did go away.
No, for
5 years.
No, longer.
You're just saying it ultimately maybe saved him in the short term. By not getting the shit kicked out of him.
I want to say, and here's the thing.
But he was never in peril where he could have died.
It's hard to tell at this point.
It doesn't matter. He shouldn't have had the gun in the first place.
No, he shouldn't. He shouldn't have had it.
And that's what I'm saying is that if somebody like that, not talking about this person specifically, you get caught with it or you commit a crime with it, you fire that gun into another human being, regardless of the situation. See you later.
I think
see you in 20.
Here's the thing. In his situation,
but don't get me wrong. Some of this automobile manslaughter stuff where people go away for 5 years and they killed 2 people. No, what? I'm increasing that too.
Did you hear about the? I think this was in the States.
We're gonna do more time for that.
There was a guy that killed a kid back in the day. He ran over a kid, went to jail for 15 years. Came out, I think, recently, and then ran over another kid. What do you think he's going to get 15 years again, or what do you think he gets this time?
Well, you just lock him away forever now.
Better to take his license away.
Yeah, but
my uncle Kevin, he was gonna go to some wedding. It was these really rich people,
right?
And it turned out it was that guy, from I don't know, northern part of Toronto, whatever he's from, Markham or something. Is that rich family, and he's the guy who ran over
a whole bunch of people.
He killed the grandpa,
the Lamborghini guy.
Yeah,
he killed more than that.
Ferrari,
he killed the grandpa and the grandkids, right?
Yes.
And they were debating how much time to give him. But I was like, fuck. I was like, my uncle, so you know that dude? That's weird, right?
See, in my mind, that guy should just go away.
Yeah. No, I think they gave him as much time as they could.
But see, this is my problem: is that it's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough. It doesn't matter, indirectly or directly. If it happens, it happens. It's you know what I mean? You got to be accountable.
You realize, but here's the thing: you realize, because if you look at the Canadian system, life is 25 years. So
unless you're deemed a threat,
isn't Paul Bernardo coming out a bit?
No, he'll never get released. A dangerous offender. You have to be considered a dangerous offender, and they can lock you up forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think
they could never ever let you out.
Remember seeing the
you could go to jail at 20 years old if they always consider you a dangerous offender. You will never get out.
Appeals, baby.
They just want
the Lamborghini guy. I think they were trying to his team was trying to get 6, and the defense was like, no, fuck you, we're gonna go for 14 or something. So they probably landed somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, see, it should be easily starting point.
It's a bit, it's weird with that because this guy really deserves way more than that. He deserves the 25, I would think, because it's consecutive people he killed.
Yeah, but he was driving a Ferrari though.
Jesus Christ, Kevin. And he had a gun.
Oh,
He had a gun. No.
He had a gun. He was protecting himself. They were
Yeah, they were gonna
they were gonna run into him and hurt him.
The guy killed an entire family. You give 25 per people. The guy's going away for 100 years, man.
Well, it's just
Work out
like
the math.
the way
fuck
they
that
look
guy.
at a crime, like it's manslaughter versus actual murder.
But it's like rolling the dice.
Yeah.
He drink. You know what? It's one thing. He drinks and drives at 4 a.m. and he's going on 2 side streets to go from his local pub to his house. I know a lot of people are going to say, well, you know what? That's not right either, and I'm not condoning it. But I'm saying worst case scenario probably is he's going to end up in a ditch, or most likely anything bad that happens is only going to be to himself. He'll hit a parked car, he'll
Hopefully,
hit a tree because it's late.
But you never know, yeah.
You never know, but I'm not saying major streets. I'm saying whatever. This guy was doing it in broad daylight, well over the fucking limit, well over the speed limit, and enacted mass damage on people. Like his entire thought process was flawed from the beginning. So, it's over for you. He could have drove and killed no one.
All right.
Or he drove, killed a whole bunch of people, including small children, and wiped out a family, basically. So, you know what? Your life is over.
Forfeit,
You forfeited that. You know what I mean? If you drove and nothing happened and you got pulled over by the cops, okay.
Right.
You got a DUI. Count
right.
yourself fucking lucky, asshole. No. You're done. You're finished. You're gone.
Okay, I want to give you just to kind of give you this is more I don't know, a question that's coming up now because we're talking about like law and thing. Here's my thing. Let's just say you have a family, right? And
I'll believe this.
you have no. Let's say you have a daughter, right? You have a daughter, lovely daughter, whatever, and then she gets run over by a vehicle.
Well, this is horrible.
And then you find out that that this was actually done on purpose.
Why are you doing this to me?
Like this. It's all this. Your own flesh and blood, your own daughter, and then you decide. You know what? I'm gonna find out who this guy is. I'm gonna like the cops are like they're like.
Have you ever seen the movie Commando?
Yes. Yeah.
It's gonna be real similar.
I was gonna think more of Edge of Darkness with Mel Gibson. But anyways, what I'm saying is, if somebody, let's say somebody
Marked for Death. Remember that movie?
right. So what I'm saying is, if someone commits a heinous crime against you personally,
Yes.
and the law, because of how the law system works, fails you,
Yeah.
and you carry out your brand of personal justice,
I'll tell you right now. If the law sent him away for 12 years,
yes,
I am waiting
yes,
for 12 years.
yes,
At the end of that 12-year period, it's over for him. Either by me
okay,
or by actions from me.
right, from you, okay,
I will not forget.
yes,
I will not mellow.
right, okay,
And I understand other people will be like, but it takes you away from, your life and it doesn't matter.
right,
Justice will be served.
Right.
In that scenario,
yeah.
it's over.
Now in that situation,
I'll tell them.
It's over. I owe it
hold on.
to
Now-
my daughter at that point.
In that situation now, do you pick up the gun? Or are you...
Seeing as they're readily available, yeah, maybe.
Okay. That's
You
all.
know?
That's kind of what I just needed to know.
Although, it's personal.
Okay.
Did you guys ever see the movie?
That's almost like
movie
a...
Death Wish.
That's almost like
That's
a...
kind of...
That's almost like
Yeah.
a real personal... You need a spot.
Did you ever
Like
see?
you need an abandoned warehouse by a pier.
Okay,
And
so...
you need somebody... You need to talk to them.
Did you ever see?
Yeah, of
You
course.
need to get
Did you
it
ever see
out.
Death Wish 2?
Yeah, I've seen... Yeah.
Is it much different or?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. Okay, so Kirk, let's say, you find someone you love.
Okay.
They're
so,
funny.
Kevin.
They treat you nice.
You. It's definitely you.
Okay. Let's say somebody decides to take them out of your life.
I just have to say before he answers, I am not above any of this.
Right.
People think I'm a good person or I'm above. No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, if it comes down to like Kevin has to go for the greater good, then I'm for it.
No, Kirk.
I just hope
Okay.
they don't leave a gun nearby,
Kirk.
because then I'll probably join Kevin in the
Oh,
afterlife.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, Kirk. Let's say somebody's taken from you that you love.
So-
How do you dish out your own personal brand of justice?
Does a person go to jail?
They go to jail.
They don't go to jail.
They go to jail,
It's an
but
immediate thing.
They go to jail, but let's say they lawyer the fuck up
So
and
it's
throw
like 3
money at
years.
it. They get 4 years.
Yeah.
They come
you're gonna
out.
go
They
after
get
this
off
person?
on a technicality.
Yeah. Instead of
The beginning of every great action movie.
Yeah.
There were so many other people's blood on him they couldn't.
Yeah, and he just happens to
So-
wink at you like, oh.
So, Kirk, what's your brand of justice? How are you Are you more of life goes on, and are you gonna be one of those guys that gets to that point and like you're gonna fucking kill him, but all of a sudden you're like humanity and you just give him a big hug? What's your brand of justice? So what do you think you would do to avenge a loved one?
Okay, so someone's killed Kevin,
Okay,
and how do I avenge Kevin?
you just go to my gun collection.
Just run over them on a motorcycle while I'm shooting at them and
Nice.
quoting a bunch of Mission Impossible 2 lines, probably.
Nice. Okay.
I think that's only for you in particular. I think everybody else.
and I'll release the doves.
Right.
There goes the doves.
Right. But
Yeah.
do you think you have it in
But
you?
we can't really afford real doves, so
They're
pigeons.
just white
We'll just
spray painted.
white spray
Just
pigeons.
throw some pigeons
Right.
in the.
Right.
Oh,
I don't know.
it's my mouth.
Yeah. No, because the thing is, I've seen a lot of a lot of news stories where you hear things about crimes committed, and look, at the end of the day, the system is supposed to have a rehabilitation thing. I get that, but then there's some things where it's just, it's not fair. Justice was not served,
Listen, man.
right?
People want to make a deal with the Crossroads demon.
Right.
There's going to be a time to collect. I got to collect.
Right. Okay. So,
There's some things you're not coming back from.
right.
Anybody who does that has got to understand.
Right.
They can't come back from that.
Right.
It's like that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie
I.
where his daughter is a zombie.
Oh, Maggie, I haven't seen it.
She can't come back from being a zombie. It's
Right.
almost like an allegory for her.
Oh,
being
there's
dead.
a really good Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. It's about where his what do you call his family's coming over. No, his daughter's coming overseas with her unborn child, and they die in an airplane crash because the air tower control person fell asleep. I don't know if it's a real story or not. Maybe, but what happens is the guy ends up going into witness protection. He gets off scot
And
free,
Arnold's going for him.
and Arnold just slowly waits for him. Slowly.
Is this the one with Jim Belushi? Or
No, that's Red Dawn.
No, that's Red Heat, isn't
Red
it?
Heat. Red Heat.
there's a Red Heat and a Red Dawn.
Yeah.
Red Dawn's different.
No,
That's,
but what I'm
that's
saying.
Patrick Swayze Red Dawn.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Soviets.
Oh, hold on. So to kind of like, I guess,
I'm trying to
sidetrack-
think of. I've ever. Is this like a popular Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
There's a lot of. No, it's one of his recent ones.
This is it's a recent one.
See, I
haven't
can
seen.
understand.
That's the thing I can understand too. I think.
No,
like,
looks-
I can understand that.
No, that's like
Yeah.
the ultimate version of that is like that new Jackie Chan movie where like his daughter dies in a bomb blast in London, and then he's just like, but it's like old Jackie Chan, so he's like kind of like now he's kind of like more up against everything because he's like I can barely jump off a building anymore. Jackie Chan.
it's on Netflix. It's
What's
The
it?
Foreigner. The Foreigner.
Yeah, that looks really good actually.
It's okay.
It's not good.
So,
It's so it's
Not good enough for you.
okay, so Kirk, are you seeking revenge? What are you doing?
I don't know.
You don't seem. He doesn't seem
He-
like a
I don't-
revenge.
I don't
guy.
think-
I don't think I'm a revenge person.
I think
but
it's
also I wouldn't know how to like inflict revenge in that case. Like if it's like actually in real life.
Yeah.
Like not like just a made up scenario. I'm like,
Yeah.
how does someone get revenge? Like the person's like they're going to be on trial, they're in jail or in custody or whatever,
And they get out.
and then like you get out, but like are you gonna risk everything at that point after that all happens? Like say 10 years later or whatever,
Risk
or
what?
to like go kill that guy or whatever. So I'm just like,
My answer is yes.
You obviously don't love that person.
No, and I am fully aware that I
You forfeit
will
your
go
own.
to
I
jail.
think
Like
it would
I will
be-
go to jail. Like I will be there.
for me it would be I don't
Or you know what? Maybe I'm not part
No,
of
no,
it,
no.
but I enlist somebody to take care of business for me. But
sure
if it's me, I'm there. I'm ready.
No.
I'm ready.
Here-
I'm like, okay,
here's-
I'm gonna go away now.
Here's my thing.
I think me, I'd just feel like weird because I'd feel like helpless, and it would be like, well, I don't want to be like I just don't see myself doing that sort of thing. it would be probably make me very upset, like very very painful to go through something like that. But I don't see myself as a person like it's something you could say like in the moment. Go, yeah, I would kill that person if I had the chance. But like, how realistic is that?
No, here's my thing. I personally think that because they will never let you get a one-on-one with this person. I would formulate a plan.
It's not gonna be like that scene from The Dark Knight where he's like, "Let me alone with him," and just wants to take the punishment.
No.
I envision it'll be like me and him in the middle of the street, like the Joker.
Oh yeah, the Joker.
Yeah. No,
you're coming on the Bat Pod.
If it was me,
Maybe I'm the Joker.
Maybe you're the Joker.
And I lost somebody.
I'm whoever you don't want me to be.
And I'm seeking revenge. If I'm seeking revenge, the way it works is that I'd have a lot of time to plot a situation, think about all modes of thing. But at the end of the day, it would be.
No, see, that's how you get caught. Man.
Okay, well, how about this? How about someone slays me in front of you, and now it's your goal to get them? Would you do it? Would you take him out for me, my dead body?
Is that your last dying wish?
Kirk, it's different.
My wish is Kevin.
I beat the shit out of the guy for you.
Run them over with your motorcycle.
Yeah, I probably, but I'm not taking a life.
Would you at least take out your motorcycle to get back at them?
Maybe.
It depends, Kirk.
Depends.
Would you, if it happened here and I'm sitting here and somebody breaks in and it's like, you just go down and all that, and I see what happens.
Like they're running away.
And now, you know what? Me and him and Kevin and like we're in this thing and like, you know what? He might die too in this scenario.
Well, I think this is the scenario.
But if it's like I hear about it, it's this guy. It's like
basically,
am I gonna hunt this person?
I think this is what it is. It's just like I come in, someone or through this window here, someone takes me out, but it was meant for Kevin, and Kevin was like, "That was meant for me." And then he sees the person running down the street, and because they have nowhere to go, and he gets on the motorcycle, revs it up, does the big wheelie, right? And then he realizes in that moment, he's like, this is a really expensive motorcycle, but I could take him out, but it's going to do critical damage to my Harley Davidson. Do I do it for Kirk? And
it's a real convoluted story.
And I really hope that he would do it. That's all. He would just like...
Listen, if it came down for you, Kirk, if somebody hurt you, took you down, I would hurt the other person accordingly.
That's good. Good to know.
I know
that's kind of like an unlikely story, but you never know what kind of enemies we might have.
But here's the thing. I'm a very calculated thing because like, I learned early on when I was growing up, I got into a fight once as a kid, and I got teacher or I got suspended or whatever, and principals and parents got involved. And then my dad pulled me aside one day and was like, "Listen, if you ever do something like this, if you ever get involved where you got to take care of somebody, don't do it where anybody can see you. You do it behind closed doors. You do it in whatever. So if I ever pull shit, no one's gonna know." No one's going to know.
This sounds pretty serious.
No one's going to know.
Well, I mean, in this day and age, people are possibly
No, there's cameras, there's and a lot of people leave trails, but
it's little things, man.
Dude,
like cell phone. But anyways, we're not planning.
Maybe we are.
We're not sitting here and mapping
Who
it
wronged
out.
you, Murray? Who wronged you? Who deserves a little revenge?
Vigilante justice.
I just, you know what? You know where it goes, man. It goes bottled up.
I'm just saying,
deep down.
For me, yeah. There's that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know, man. We talked a lot about the gun laws. I accept your viewpoints, both of you, and I get your viewpoints. I just think that listen. I strongly believe guns are not for everybody. I do 100%. I'm on board with you. Like, I think there's just the here's the thing. I don't think you get rid of guns can't get getting rid of. That's a fact.
But I want to take them.
You can try and take them, but you can never get them all.
There'll always be at least a black market for them. So
I don't need to get them all.
It's never going to be like something.
You know what though? That's the thing that they've shown studies that if you take away law-abiding citizens' guns, criminal guns go up because at the end of the day, people are going to get them.
No, you have to have an equal reaction. If I come after law-abiding people like yourself,
okay,
I have to go after criminal entities or criminal areas, or where I believe like what enforcement has to, the equivalent reaction on both sides has to happen. I have to minimize this and I have to maximize that.
Realistically speaking, criminals, they're always one step ahead, man. They're always, I mean...
Right, but...
like even Toronto right now, we have a minor compared to other countries, but we have we have a gun epidemic. There's illegal guns on the street. There's been recent shootings.
There is.
Those guys were not legal gun owners. Those were illegal guns.
No, one of them was.
They were illegal guns.
No, one of them was. Yeah, he bought it.
He bought it and registered everything.
Yep.
Which one? The Danforth guy?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't know about that. I was told that he.
No, that's why there's big outcry.
Oh, but anyways.
Yeah, there's currently a cry for a handgun ban in Toronto, and guess who's against it? Old Dougie Ford.
The premier. Yeah, the premier's like,
Doug Ford. It's like he's like, no,
yeah, right. And this is what I'm saying. He's fine with people dying.
And he's really trying to get us that buck of beer, though. That's the good thing.
And nobody wants to do it. So
and there's no
good job, Dougie.
Listen, we can still have Lakeport, though, right?
Can
Lakeport?
Can we trade? Can we trade him for his brother?
Sometimes a couple of people got to get shot for a little bit of cheap.
Can I talk
right?
to death?
I want to dig up Rob Ford and see if he does have big bones.
How do you know it's not Mission Impossible and Doug Ford is actually Rob Ford?
No, if we told you, that'd be the weirdest thing because even though Doug Ford is getting fatter, I think, though. Or maybe it's just now Rob's not beside him to make him look smaller.
Yeah.
But yeah, if he somehow took a mask off and all of a sudden grew like 1.5 times bigger.
This guy, man, his dad was in politics. His dad owned the business, and then they both rode on that. And his whole life is nepotism. Like he got the business, and now he's in office because of his fucking name. And I'm not saying they didn't go out and talk to people, but fuck,
right.
Is he the best guy for the job? Really? Like, right. I don't think so. I don't know, man. The world's a crazy place. And
one last thing.
Bane mask,
Because just to get on the side of the guns.
Guns.
What do you think about bows and arrows? Because I like bows and arrows, too. What do you think of bows and arrows? Archery. What do you think of archery?
I'm fine with it.
Yeah? You're not going to take away my bow?
That's a skill.
Okay.
I like the show Archer.
That's a different.
Listen, man,
game.
It's gonna take people time to reload that bow. You just can't walk into a nightclub and bow and arrows. So 5, 6, 7, 29 people.
Have you seen Green Arrow? He takes out multiple gunmen.
Or what's his name from the Avengers?
No, my favorite archery moment in Archer history. Remember in Rambo 2 when he got explosive tips? He took out.
Explosive tips are a little different,
But can I say my favorite thing from the movie is the Disney film Robin Hood with the foxes?
I remember that one.
Because there's that one scene where he's at a thing, they're at it's like a range, but it's like a competition, right?
Right.
And the one guy hits his thing because he's trying to cheat him, and his arrow goes way up. Then he shoots another one, and it bings it down, and then the other arrow still hits the bullseye. It's pretty fucking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I only remember Robin Hood, the movie, where
Kevin Costner,
of course.
Oh, Kevin Costner.
What was it? Flaming Arrows.
Yeah.
They were using flaming arrows, but isn't that where he splits the arrow?
I think Brian. No, I think that's Men in Tights.
Is that Men in Tights?
Men in Tights, yeah.
Probably a better movie.
But that's a great movie.
Right, but,
I agree.
Yeah.
That's
Brian Adams also was the soundtrack to that.
That was a big tune, yeah.
Anything I do, I do because I love you.
So, anyways,
that's not it.
No,
I'm not really a huge Brian Adams fan. Sorry,
I figured
that's a big tune.
Yeah.
And
so you're not.
I do it for you.
So you're not into guns and Brian Adams. What's wrong with you?
It cuts like a knife.
Okay, so just closing statements, Kirk. Who should I have a gun? Should I have a gun, Kirk?
Statistically, you operating a gun means you might have some sort of accident or near-death experience, and I am very much against that. So I prefer if you didn't actually have any weapons here or ever.
Right.
But for other people, do what you want.
Okay, Murray, do you think I should have a gun?
I think you should just get into pottery or something. You seen the movie Ghost?
Yeah.
There you go, man. I think you got more of a chance over there with the pottery bunch.
No, I don't. I just don't.
How do you know?
Maybe I'll get. Fine, I'll make a deal.
What about woodworking?
I'll make a deal with you. I will make a deal with you. I will
make things.
I will get into pottery. I will get into woodworking.
Yeah.
Pick up a gun and shoot it once. I bring you to a range,
Kevin, I could do that.
and you get me into it.
and then I would never do it again.
Okay. And I want to see that. I just want to. Because see, here's my thing. My proponent is this: is when you make claims of, when you deal with absolutes, but do not, or like, I understand you can comprehend.
I can understand it. I'm not saying I wouldn't even enjoy it. I'm just saying there's no reasonable reason for me to continually do that.
Oh, I get that. Yeah.
Maybe it's the feeling that Kevin has he likes. So you can almost get a similar feeling from like a live drum kit, playing the bass drum a lot, or a bass guitar.
What about Guitar Hero? We can give you Guitar Hero.
What if I bought you?
What about a VR? Do you own a VR?
What about like a drum set or a bass guitar or something?
No.
Like you probably would love that. You probably love that bass. Like it hits you right in the sweet spot, and you're like, boom, baby.
Yeah. So listen. Here's my thing. I'm open to whatever you guys are into.
Like
pottery.
What is it exactly you think about a gun that would be?
Oh, I'm not into pottery.
Is it like the kaboom? The kaboom part?
No. For me, it's
the feedback, or is it like being like accomplished at something, or
no? It's that focus that it takes to hit that target.
Okay, here's another range. Yeah. What about the driving range?
Yeah, I do that too.
How about we go to the driving range?
Okay. Mm-hmm. I do that. I'm down.
Well, we should do that.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
And then, we could talk about a gun range, perhaps. But start small. Start at another range.
Yeah.
How about archery? Even an archery range?
I have an archery set. I know an archery range. We can go and do that.
I'd be in for that.
Okay.
Driving range, archery range, work our way up, perhaps.
I like golfing.
Intermediate weaponry. Before we end this, I do have, because it is the gun show.
Yes.
I was in a conversation, and so speaking about big guns, what is the acceptable etiquette?
Yeah.
We'll go back to some etiquette.
Okay.
For
just to clarify, big guns, as in not my arms, but like weaponry.
No, we're talking about female upper body. The
okay.
Tell me more.
Yeah.
What is the acceptable visual limits as a person? Like if you're sitting on a,
right,
and there's a girl.
Yeah.
It's the acceptable time that you can observe said.
Her guns, her boobs. I thought
that's correct.
I thought you were talking about guns like biceps.
I'm gonna talk about those arms that you're gonna eyeball.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know.
I was following the whole time. I think. I
like to clarify.
When I said guns. Women. With the women thing,
okay.
We're like,
how long? You're saying how long I should be allowed to stare at boobs?
Yeah.
Until they catch you.
Oh, to be caught.
To be caught. That's
you don't want to be caught, though.
Well, that's the danger zone, man. That's the thing.
You want to use the periffs.
You look.
Danger zone.
Oh no, dude!
Top gun.
Today I was at work and there was a
gun.
There was a girl in a white dress coming by, right? Mm-hmm. And I had my glasses on because I learned a long time ago glasses.
Oh, so that helps. Yeah.
Freedom to look, and I just stared her down.
There's a bug on the thing.
And I did not pull away, and she kind of giggled.
Yeah, I've got those mirror glasses I wear at
work.
And that was like those Caravana dancers were there on the weekend. I was like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Okay, but what's your time? Let's say you don't have glasses. Let's say you're in fucking it's nighttime.
Right. I think you gotta use your peripherals. You gotta like kind of look at the side of your eye because you don't want to be like dead staring at somebody.
Here's the thing.
You got peripherals. You use the side visions, right?
Here's the thing, realistically speaking, and I talk to girls. They know.
You look like a crazy person.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I mean, I'm playing it up though. I don't.
No, here's the thing. Girls know when you're checking them out, right? And you can. I mean, that's why you do the sunglass thing.
So yours is don't look.
Kirk is like don't look. Mine is like look till you
get caught.
You get caught, and then you just give them the thank you, or you give them
a thank you.
Yes, listen, man. You got to thank them for having a hot body, man. You got to acknowledge them, man.
Did I ever tell you the story?
Thank you.
for unleashing those babies.
That was weird. Like the one girl that I didn't know she liked me, but then she was like, "How come when like I leaned over, you just like looked away?" And I'm like, "Well, I was trying to be
you know what?
polite."
You did tell us.
Yeah.
I was like, that was the weirdest thing, and because normally women don't like, you know, when you see that much cleavage, you're like, "Oh, this is probably bad. I shouldn't be looking." Because you feel like it's probably them. Don't realize that. But when
It's almost like they use it as a weapon.
They do.
it's almost like she knew exactly what she was trying to get me into.
But do you also
But I feel like-
disarm them by like if they're sitting at a table, like getting up and talking to them and like putting a leg up on like the chair next to them? Be like, you gotta, you know, oh yeah, you gotta, you know, get your crotch up in there as like a.
No. I don't do any reciprocating body shots. Like I'm not. Gonna
I don't think there's.
I'm not gonna
really
lean over and fucking do
Okay, that's good.
I feel like
I was just testing.
there's really no male equivalent to that, is there? Like,
That's why I was asking.
we don't have like unless you like the only thing I can think of is like guys with like a 6-pack, but there's no reason to have your 6-pack out all the time.
Yeah, it's a hot day and you're like.
Whereas
oh,
like,
fuck.
but women's boobs can always be kind of like seen
Yeah.
there unless they're wearing like a winter coat or something.
Yeah.
So it can
I
always.
got a couple buddies that are pretty in shape, and there's very few excuses for them not to like take the shirt off.
But they like to take it. But I'm just
You know,
saying.
like, oh, it's hot. Well,
Yeah.
just gonna walk outside for a little bit.
So that's like maybe the most close thing is a really in shape dude. But like a woman could be anything. Be like boobs are there.
Arms, bro.
Arms.
They're
But-
like, yeah, you got to go over there.
All right, I've always thought of it
over there.
as like the sun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's
got-
like the Seinfeld thing, right?
You got to glance. It's
Glance.
yeah.
She
no,
get
you
a
know what? And
she
that
get a
makes
good
total
look,
sense.
Costanza.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to
No, yeah.
glance. It's
That's
like
that's what I've always thought. It's like you gotta like you gotta be like
look over.
You gotta, like, keep
eyeballs
your-
could be burning.
you gotta keep your
look
eyes
away.
moving. It's like
No, here's the thing. My thing is when
you
I
can't stare. You gotta be moving.
when
your
I
eyes.
look or whatever, I check the whole thing out. But the moment that they make eye contact with me, then I make eye contact with them, because if you just continue to stare where they're staring at you, then you get in trouble. But if you're like, so no, so
I like this is something you've dealt with. Like,
Yeah.
You're like, I knew better after the second time to not keep staring at their breast, because then if I don't make eye contact with them, they'll just realize I'm just human.
here's the thing. You're a guy, so like the thing is, they know I'm looking, so I'm like looking. Oh, she noticed me. Oh, hey, what's up? Face now. Now I'm not looking at anything else except her face, because she acknowledged that I've checked her out, right?
And
then-
she's totally terrified.
That's on you.
I'm looking at
That's
your
on
eye
you.
boobs right now,
That's on
baby.
you. You know?
They might be prettier
Oh,
than
he's like,
Yeah.
he's
No,
looking
man, listen,
down.
So, is it okay if I go back? I go look
Yeah.
back down again, please?
There's been obvious.
I'm having a hard time concentrating. I'm sorry.
There's been a lot of times where girls specifically wear low cut dresses that reveal a lot, and you cannot.
Or high cut. What?
Whatever, yeah.
What?
but
I saw a woman's boob on the subway yesterday.
like a straight up like full tit.
Was she breastfeeding?
No, it's just like some lady who wasn't wearing a bra, but she wore one of those like kind of open shirts, and then she was had a bag, and the bag kind of like opened it up. So when she turned, I was like, I just saw like the whole boob.
So nipple too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
saw it. It was like the
And what did you say?
Was she a normal girl?
I don't know. What do you mean normal? It was like a 30-year-old Asian woman.
But
She she was wearing like her like it was like she got like her like a backpack strap.
like
sort of.
hippie, like
No, she had like almost. It was almost like a
Business
summer
attire?
summer blouse kind of thing, like
Oh.
a white
like a
shirt,
sundress.
like a white shirt. Like a shorter kind of shirt. It wasn't really revealing in the front. It was just it had like that kind of opening, like at the neck, and it's the way her bag was pulling her shirt over, and there was like it was just like when she turned,
and you can't really warn her.
when she
No, you can't.
no
You never worn.
no, it was just
Excuse
like
me.
I think it was like
breasts are showing.
it was kind of those situations where I was just in the right place at the right time, or whatever you'd say, to see this happen. Because I think after that, she probably like moved and like figured it out.
Yeah.
But it was just open for a second. I was like, whoa, that was just there.
Right.
Okay, so
Yours is the sun rule. Kirk is the don't get caught at all, and mine is just acknowledge and accept.
No, I think
Yeah.
my mission, if I do accept it, is to try not to creep somebody out, which is still pretty hard for me. But
Yeah.
I just try not. I look, but I try to like always be mindful to not ever get caught or whatever, or like at least keep my eyes moving. As I know, if my eyes are moving, it's not my fault if they go into a certain spot. so happen like I can like so I'm like looking up here, I can tell that Kevin's boobs are showing. So I'm like, oh, you connect the dots, and then I go here, I go back here.
So you're gonna be like a bobblehead.
You make get the movements and
with like a bunch of googly eye movements.
I think it is like a V shape. You like look middle, left, up, or down. Like you gotta keep looking. Yeah. It's it's a vicarious life I live. You know.
I get it, man.
Is that the right word?
I'm gonna live through all the boobs. The boobs I live vicariously.
I was gonna say, like, is that the right word?
No, it's probably not at all. But it sounds like it almost works, right?
All right. Well, that answers that age-old dilemma that people have been facing.
A lot of women get
Right?
caught staring at my boobs, and it's probably because most women have like average C's and smaller, and I'm probably rocking maybe maybe a C like a double C. Who knows?
I could probably tell you, but I'm not gonna grab.
I know like I'm probably like a 38, like the number, like 38, 36 is from the side to the front, so I'm probably like pretty big in that case. Right. But I don't know, cup wise, I don't know. Right. Maybe I'd hate to be a D cup. Right. That would just be like really embarrassing.
So, anyways, boob etiquette. I think we got that down. What else? You good or?
Well, I did have one other.
Yes.
And it doesn't really fall under this. Like,
Let's
this
hit
is
me
the
up, man.
gun show. Yeah. But we always ended on something a little,
Are we going to talk about James Gunn?
That's a different gun.
No, different gun.
Anyways,
I like where he was going with that.
Yeah.
No, this was because I talked to a friend recently who had a little bit of a dilemma where he recently encountered an ex-girlfriend from 20 years previous, like high school, right? Nice. And so he's in his mid-30s.
Right.
And, like everything's cool. Like he's got his shit going on. She's got her shit going on. Of course. Kids on both sides. But he feels that she's looking to communicate.
Okay.
To catch up. And, he's the kind of guy that he was like, you know what? I don't care. That ship has sailed.
Okay.
But then he's telling me, he's like, but I kind of want to get to, I kind of want to know.
Curiosity, of course.
So is that a situation, though? Because they were pretty serious.
Mm-hmm.
That, first of all, he should do it. Secondly, should she tell her significant other about the contact with the other person? Or should it just be, not a big deal? So why tell her? Why stress any, it's just something for him or her,
Look, the truth is we're now in an age with social media and contact lines. Nobody ever really fully disappears. If I want to find somebody, and I've done this in the past, but if I want to find somebody, I will find them. I can find them.
There's some people that are off the grid, man.
Maybe.
But what does finding somebody have to do with anything?
What I'm saying is that people can now reconnect with people that they may have lost contact with 20 years ago.
Well, for them, it was just a happenstance. It was kind of just like a in passing, shit.
So in person, they met in person, or was it an online thing?
Yeah, it was in person. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they just ran into each other.
But it was like a brief thing.
It was
like a. Oh, hey.
Like, oh shit! Yeah. Okay.
But then I guess they both
exchange information.
No, then I think one of them Facebook friend request or whatever.
Of course. Right.
And then maybe Messenger, we couldn't talk. It was
the connection started to get made, and okay.
Yeah, I think they were at a concert or something, and it was right. Oh hey, okay. But
so it happened organically.
The moment, it's just
but they were
organic,
able to. Yeah. They were able to. Okay, so. My thing is when it comes to that, listen, it's gonna happen. Maybe but you run into people. It's not
no for sure, but should
it comes down to
maintain or have a dialogue, and if so,
yes,
or if not, why? And if so, do they have to inform their partners?
Yeah.
Or not.
Here's the thing. It comes down to...
is it dangerous?
It comes down onto the relationship that they currently have. I mean, obviously, if there's kids involved and if it's serious, then you know what? A little contact from an ex doesn't really hurt. But now here's the thing: if there's a little bit of unresolved feelings, if there's a beast still lurking underneath, and if there's still
I'm sure
something,
there's something somewhere, right? Like, I'm not saying that they're going to act on it.
My question here's how you determine it. Here's a simple thing: if you were single and she was single at that moment, would you pursue it? And if the answer is yes, then that
you can't really use as a thing.
No, because
here's
the thing: the
a
fact
lot
that
of people, 20 years, 15 years, 10 years after they break up, they run into an ex, somewhere, or they look them up, through whatever, or they get reconnected through friends because it's like, well, you're single again, and she's single again, and you guys were young and stupid, and now it's time. Like maybe you guys will work today.
Yeah.
So how many people redate?
Of course, a lot.
10, 15, 20 years later because they're both single.
Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt. He had a whole family with Angelina, and he's back with Jennifer Aniston.
No, he's not.
No, dude. Oh, you don't know about this, eh?
No, he's
You don't
not.
know about this.
No way.
Listen.
Where did you see this? National Enquirer.
No. It's all over the tabloids. What happened? Because she was supposed to get married to Justin Theroux, right? Yeah. That thing didn't... It was kind of going there, but it didn't work out, right? Which...
You got a bug on the wall.
Which is kind of sad, right? But, and as you know, the whole Brad Pitt situation, he had drinking issues or whatever, and long story short, he ended it with Angelina Jolie. Anyways, he's single, she's single. They started hanging out. Now, whether they're going to get back together and married, that's a whole different ball game. But what I'm saying is, they hung out, and they're doing stuff again. So, I don't know.
So So what was your answer?
My answer is
Be Brad Pitt?
No, my answer is what do you want? If you want to fucking pursue this,
No, I'm saying in general. It's not me. I don't even know what I would do. I'd probably be like, cool.
Okay.
Like, maybe we could have a coffee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
look,
maybe we should do the catch up because, like, you know what?
It depends what you want.
I'd like to know.
It depends
maybe
what
for me, I'd want to know a little bit more about their life.
It depends what you want.
See how similar it is to mine.
If you have something that's good or whatever at home, but you see this ex or whatever, and you're like, you have a lot of that what if or whatever.
All right, what if it was you?
Okay, and I'm in something now, and family, kids, and I'm happy and all that stuff, and I see a fucking
a relationship,
and I see an old flame.
Yeah, but like old, like, you know what I mean?
I get it. Like
minimum 10, 12 years.
Okay, is she still hot? Dude, if
she's maintained her look to a point.
Is she better than she was before?
What is this?
No, dude.
So, all right. So let's say she just looks older,
but she still
got it. She doesn't look, like
she still got it. She still got it.
Too dangerous, man. Let's say you saw her and she wasn't, let's say you saw her at like the same situation at a concert. So she's, concert, looking. Right. So she's dressed to go out.
Right. So, yeah. Dude, I don't, here's the thing. Like, if she added me on Facebook and we're on hold that thing, I'm not going to just straight up, because, if you block and delete or be like, hey, don't contact me or whatever, then it can create issues. But if you keep that at bay and just keep it friendly and keep it platonic, and if you think you can keep it that way, yeah, go ahead. But if there's any inclining on my end, if I start seeing fucking new bikini pics and I'm like, fuck, I want to take that one.
She's not like an Instagram girl. She's like just a normal chick.
But what I'm saying is,
she might just see pictures of her kids.
What I'm
Maybe
saying
she's
is,
got one or two kids,
and it doesn't matter. No, I'm not even taking the kids into account and the extracurriculars. What I'm taking into account is there still a fucking spark somewhere there, a fucking little glimmer? And if there is, and that little glimmer can jeopardize what I have now, I'm gonna keep my distance because I know for me.
Oh, so you wouldn't want to catch up?
I wouldn't want to catch up if I know.
Like if she was like, "Oh, Kev, hey, it was great. You know what? I got thinking after I saw you, we haven't talked in 12 years, and you know what? It'd be
Facebook
great
friend
to catch up and grab a coffee."
No, because here's the thing: if we meet up for a coffee, and I just did air quotes, a coffee, and we start going down that memory lane, and then we start talking. Hey, remember the time we banged? And yeah, and then, dude, it's a slippery. Listen, all it takes is that little fucking good. Here's the thing.
Did you just say, remember that time we banged?
Yeah.
So you're saying you would tell her no, like if she asked you, like, let's go for a coffee, catch up, tell me about your.
Here's the thing.
Last 12 years.
Here's the thing. It's a very tricky game because here's the thing. If you say, look, I can't really hang out with you because my girl, she's gonna throw that shit back at you and be like, what? We're just gonna hang out as friends. What? Is there something that? And then listen, man.
Maybe she doesn't want a piece of you. Maybe she just wants to know what the hell's happening.
So once you've had a bite, you want the whole thing. All I'm saying is, no. Listen.
Well, I know girls who don't want to hang out with me.
I know. You have friends.
Or they don't want to talk to me. Like, there's people out there that they don't want to talk to me because it'll jeopardize. And I've told them, but it's totally cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
That was ancient history.
I get it.
And but it's on their end. And they're like, yeah, but we could do it, but then you know what I mean?
It just comes down to, if what I got now is a priority and it's the best I got going, and I'm enjoying it. Your phone starts
blowing up a little too much.
I don't want to.
It's like,
here's the thing: when things are going good and a little external force like this, even though, because here's the thing: no matter what you do, when you break up with somebody or whatever, there's gonna come a period, and the longer the time, it's usually true. You're gonna have those rose-colored glasses where you're looking back and you just think of just the good times, and then. Once that starts entering into your head...
No, I'm talking about so far back where, you know what I mean? It's not... the reasons you probably broke up are very juvenile.
So in a way, Murray, you're kind of condoning you can be friends with your ex.
I never said that.
While going out for a coffee and just having a platonic chat? Friend.
I never said that. I was asking you.
Okay, so for me, I'm saying... For my own safety of my current relationship, I can't.
See,
I can't meet up.
I think that I could do a catch up, not be friends.
Okay. So a one-time hangout.
Where did your life go?
Okay, an update. And why do you have to do this in person and thing? Why can't you just keep this electronically?
Ooh. Because that's not. First of all, my generation, which is a few years older than yours.
Okay. Yeah.
We do our shit in person, real people.
Why not on the phone? Because maybe phone's more. Why in person? Why?
Phone's almost more intimate.
Phone's more intimate than in person.
A phone could be.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because the person's at home, maybe. If I'm in the car and they're in the car
with two people.
But if
it can only be done with two people, whereas being in public, you could be with a group of people.
Well, I wouldn't go out with a group of people to do this, but I would say, you could go meet at a coffee shop, sit on a patio. You know what I mean? Public space.
You could bring me with you. You're like, this is my friend Kirk.
No,
probably
no.
No? He's just he doesn't have anyone else to hang out with today. He's kind of alone.
No, girls be like,
he's just
so what are you doing with your life?
He just really likes the cookies here.
Right.
I get him one.
Yeah, no. I think for me, it comes down to... If there is a...
So you're a no because you might want to bang.
Of course, if she still got it. I'm not... Here's the thing, man. I'm realistic when it comes to my expectations. The fact is if this ex still got something, she still got something going on, and there's an inkling of temptation... And then I'm gonna. It's like, listen, if this ex, it's like your ex is fucking a drug, right? That you used to do. You used to have good times on that drug, and then you got off it. And now you're living the clean life with the wife and kids, and you're living that clean life. And then your fucking ex comes around. Hey, let me get in your veins. Let me get in your.
Just a little taste.
Let's go just for a taste. Dude, all it takes is that one little shot.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
You know what?
I'm just saying
the dangerous
the
ones
danger,
would be the ones from way, way back. You know what I mean?
It also depends. Yeah. Okay. Here's the thing. I agree. It also
ones that you didn't really.
It depends.
It
on
ended
the ex.
because of stupid shit, and it's
It depends on the ex too, right? It depends on the ex. If the ex is a
I'm not saying somebody from 10 years and then they cheated on you and was banging another dude.
Yeah.
No, there's no coming back from that. That's something that even if you probably wouldn't want to catch up. But if
Right.
it was other nonsense,
Right.
and then it just ended, you might want to be like,
Yeah.
what's up with you?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Well, again, for me, it's just because I just know my own. I think I have one of those.
So you can't be trusted.
No. What the thing is, I'll do what I need to do to protect my shit. If I got a good shit going on, I'll put up the barriers where the barriers need to go because I know that. Here's the thing. It's just like a fat kid around cake. It's a fat kid around cake. Like if you put him around cake, yeah, you can trust him. But that cake is sweet. That cake is gonna fucking tempt him, and all it takes is one little lick of that icing, and he's fucking in.
All right.
All I'm saying, just for me, I listen. Look.
It was just a question,
maybe
man.
a little older,
It was
you got
just
the
a thing
experience
for
of
people out there
dealing.
to hear to be like, I could totally chill.
Right. Yeah. Listen. Good. Yeah. Listen. If you think you can, you have the maturity level. Go ahead. For me personally, I just
See, that's almost like a helpline question.
maybe it is. Maybe
You
we'll go
know.
soon. Yeah. Anyways, that's the other guy's podcast. Kirk is mopping something up in the kitchen. Yeah. Anyways, we talked a lot about guns. I think we got everybody's point of view. At the end of the day, the truth of the matter is, as much as we discussed the gun topic, it is not something that can be easily solved. We can have our theories of what we want and all that stuff, but it's not something that's easily resolved.
No, you're
and
right.
At the same
I
time,
agree.
we're not the ones that are actually in power to make it resolved. So for now, you continue with your.
Imagine we were though.
Well, you know me. It's going down the Mad Max route. But anyways,
Yeah, we'd be screwed.
oh fuck, motorcycles, guns, and red meat, and fucking.
I hear red meat's bad.
Anyways,
for you.
there's a lot of stuff.
I hear that. I hear red meat's bad for you.
A
though.
lot
My
of
name's
things are
Kirk,
bad
and I
for you.
love big titties.
Yeah. Anyways, Kirk's back from mopping his floor. That's the other guy's podcast. Let us know if you're a gun owner, and what do you think of Murray as a non-gun owner? And also, if you're against gun and you hate guns, let us know too.
Me. Also, what about if you think like, what's the appropriate time to look at the breasts?
Right? Yeah. Give us exact times on that. And also, if you're into pottery, don't contact me.
Contact him.
No. Anyways, that's the other guy's podcast. Listen, like, subscribe. We're on iTunes.
Especially if you're a girl and you want a pottery date.
Yeah.
I'll make sure
come
that
to
Kevin shows up.
I'll come to that on my Harley and guns. Anyways, that's the other guy's podcast. Good night.
Peace.